Melanie. Lamborn fires back to Grohl in the corner. Three-pointer, yes! Nothing but net for Kiera Grohl, and the Rebels are back on top.
Rich Rebel basketball is on.
Back outside, Hopkin open three, yes! Julia Hopkin ties it!
After going 20-8 and finishing 5th at last season's state tournament, the Lady Rebels have their eyes fixed on finishing a few spots higher this season.
Dribbles across the timeline, passes up ahead, and Risha Larson with the finish from the right side.
Coach Cody Lundgren returns for his 3rd season on the bench, and with 8 seniors on the squad and a realigned region, the Rebels are ready to run.
Dishes off, Leifson turns, shoots, and hits. Jackie Leifson with the bucket.
MyLocalRadio.com presents Rich Rebel basketball on KADQ FM 98.3 Rebel Radio with live streaming video at MyLocalRadio.com.
Yep, Amber Lee for the three. Right wing, yes, Amber Lee Smith.
Rich High School Hoops is brought to you by
Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, by West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign of Evanston. The Wind River Hotel and Casino of Riverton, Wyoming, and by MyLocalRadio.com.
Kick it across, Cornea left baseline jumper, good. Nothing but net, Kaylee Cornea.
And now, Rebel Round Ball fans,
Leifson again, this time lobs it in. Nye, quick shot, got it to go, Kim Nye.
Put the kids to bed, tie up the horses, and turn up the volume.
Katie fires across the lane, nice pass. Larson wide open, and Talisha.
As we head courtside to join the voice of the Rich Rebels, Ryan Steineckert.
Kiera for three from the right wing, yes! Good afternoon and welcome, Rebel fans, to Rich High School Lady Rebel basketball on KADQ FM 98.3 and MyLocalRadio.com. If you're tuned in online, it's Bryce Valley and Tabiona going at it. Bryce Valley with a chance to tie midway through the 4th quarter. Rebels had no trouble with Bryce Valley yesterday. Tabiona lost by 4 to Wayne yesterday. We'll see how Rich does against Wayne this afternoon at the SEVIER Valley Center and the 1A preview. Tip-off is set for 30 minutes from now. In the meantime, we have your comprehensive family dental pregame show. Quality Family Dentistry since 1998. That's Dr. Sean Grohl sitting just down in front of me to my left. The Lazy-S Ranching scene set is up when we return on Rich High School basketball on Rebel Radio 98.3 FM KADQ with live streaming video online at MyLocalRadio.com.
When you have dental care done, you let the dentist and the hygienists into your personal space. It's important that you and your family trust that your dentist will provide professional care in a comfortable atmosphere. Comprehensive Family Dental is a family-owned and operated business that understands how important this trust is. 2 locations make it convenient for you and your family when scheduling appointments. When it comes to your dental work, expect the best. Call Comprehensive Family Dental today at 435-793-2210.
Back on the pregame show, brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental. Dr. Sean Grohl providing quality family dentistry since 1998. We've got an exciting matchup for you here today as the Rebels and the Wayne Badgers face off in Game 2 for each of those teams. And what makes it more exciting is that we get some comparison here with what Wayne and with what Rich did yesterday and the game that's happening right now on the court. Tabby leads 28-27 in a rematch of last year's state championship game against Bryce Valley. And Bryce Valley, a team that Rich really didn't have much trouble with yesterday, and it's kind of starting to wonder now, did Rich come out and play that well? Did Bryce Valley start that slow? Is Rich really looking that much better? Are they that much improved? Is Bryce Valley that much down? You just don't know. And so the fun begins this season, and we'll see how things go this afternoon. Now, Rich is coming off a 48-31 win over Bryce Valley yesterday. The Rebels led 14-2 after the first quarter and cruised from there. 17 points from Kiera Grohl, 10 of those in the 3rd quarter. McKenna Stacy, the freshman, in her varsity debut, first ever varsity game, 12 points, including a 3-pointer in the 2nd quarter. Just 1 of 4 from the free throw line, but boy, you'll take those 12 points any day. 8 points in the first half. And Amber Smith, 9 points. I had her with 7 rebounds in the game as Rich was all over Bryce Valley, 48-31. That was the first time the Rebels had beat the Mustangs from Bryce Valley in a few years. Rebels had lost 3 straight to Bryce Valley. Last beat them in 2013-14. Of course, they've matched up against each other a bunch of times, including in 2010-11. Rich beat Bryce Valley for the state championship, 47-26. And beat them yesterday, again, 48-31. As for Wayne, the Badgers come in on a 1-0 record. They beat Tabiona last night 46-40, a 6-point win that was really even closer than that. Tabby was within 2 late. A couple of turnovers within the last minute doomed them to that 6-point loss. And Tabby's a team that Rich split with this summer at different summer camps and little summer tournaments, so you just don't know how things will turn out. Of course, coaches will tell you just can't look too much into those summer games, but should have a good game here this afternoon. Our scene set is brought to you by Lazy S Ranching, encouraging you to eat more beef and cheer on the Rebels. Rich, of course, last year 20-8. They come in 1-0 with that win over Bryce Valley. Wayne last year was very good. They went 24-5 overall. They were the number 2 seed from Region 20, and it was interesting to see Rich and Wayne face off in the quarterfinals of the state tournament last year. Rich was coming off a play-in win over Dugway. Wayne was coming off a second-place finish, losing only to Bryce Valley at their region tournament, and the Rebels upset the Badgers. It was certainly, by seeding standpoint, it was an upset. The Rebels went into that, or entered that game as the number 3 seed from Region 17, and Wayne, of course, the number 1 seed from, or number 2 seed rather, from Region 20. So it was a 3-2, and Rebels got the win in that game. I'm trying to remember exactly what the score was. It was a high-scoring, close game, 55-51. The Rebels won that game, and Kiara Grohl had a very good game, 22 points in 5 of 10 from the free throw line. That was the last time these two teams met. Wayne Badgers, as I mentioned last year, 11-3 in the region, 24-5. They finished 6th place overall with a win, a 20-point win over Milford in that 6th and 8th place game. The year before that, about average, 11-13 in 2015-16. They also went 11-13 in 2014-15. In 15-16, end of the 2016 season, they lost to Paiute in consolation. The year before that, 6th place finish, and in 2013-14, 19-6, and finished 5th place. Wayne Badgers have won state championship. That was back in 2004. Coach Jan Ellett has been around and coaching the Badgers for a long time, and he's on the bench again this year. We'll hear from him in a little bit later on in our pregame show. Looking back at the history between Rich and Wayne, and it's been mostly Rich. Now, the Rebels lost against the Badgers 2 years ago here at the 1A preview on a Saturday morning at Richfield High School. Final score in that one was 49-46, but as I mentioned last year, Rich beat them in the quarterfinals. In 2011-12, the Rebels beat the Badgers in the semifinals, 46-33, and overall, my records go back to the 01-02 season against Wayne, and Rich is 7-2 in that span versus the Badgers. But, boy, you never know, and that's part of why you play the game, right? This makes for some fun theater here. Early season, Rich and Wayne about to face off. In the meantime, we've got more of your pregame show. We'll hear from our standout student, Rebecca Wamsley, a freshman at Rich High School. We'll keep you tabs on this game between Tabiona and Bryce Valley. Maybe we'll throw a scoreboard up there for you if you're tuned in online at home on mylocalradio.com. Stay tuned. This has been your scene set, brought to you by Lazy S Ranching, encouraging you to eat more beef and cheer on the Rebels. We'll be back with more of our comprehensive family dental halftime, or pregame show rather, with Rebecca Wamsley, our standout student. That's right after the break on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
When it comes to hard things in life, don't say, why me? Just say, try me. Remember, it's the tough things that make us the strongest. The cattle ranchers at Lazy S Ranching are proud supporters of the youth in our community. Sim, Joe Jean, Carol, and Millie Weston, along with Sim Jr. and Meggie, remind everyone to eat more beef and cheer on the Rich Rebels. That's right. Eat more beef and cheer on the Rich Rebels. Founded in 1997, the Mountain Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho serves Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming, and is proud to sponsor the students and staff at Rich High School. The Mountain Valley Cattle Company is established on the foundation of hard work, commitment, and perseverance, knowing that every individual on the team must give their best for the team to succeed. The same principles that students and athletes at Rich High School are learning today that will help them lead tomorrow. The Mountain Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
Back on the Comprehensive Family Dental Dr. Sean Grohl pregame show, and we through your laziest ranching scene set. It's time now for the standout student. Rice Valley leads Tabiona 31-30. Tabby just missed 2 free throws. Offensive rebound will get another couple of free throws. Back on the Rebel pregame show, and we're going to visit with Rebecca Walmsley here in just a moment on the Standout Student presented by Reese Land and Livestock, Northeast Utah's premier brand. We'll be back to talk with Rebecca right after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
In life, your integrity could also be considered your own personal brand. In ranching, the brand outlasts the rancher. As individuals, your character and your integrity also outlast your lifetime. At Reese Land and Livestock, the Rexes congratulate the Rich County School District students as they create their own individual brands, and wish you good luck in this year's academics and sports.
Welcome back to the Comprehensive Family Dental pregame show. In this segment, we're visiting with our standout student, Rebecca Walmsley. This is presented by Reese Land and Livestock, Northeast Utah's premier brand.
Ryan STEINECKERT with Rebecca Walmsley, freshman at Rich High School, member of the Rich Rodeo Club. Rebecca, thanks for your
Yeah.
I mentioned the Rodeo Club. What else are you involved with at Rich High School?
I do basketball.
That just started last week.
Yeah.
Are you excited about that?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good year.
When did you first start playing basketball?
I've played ever since I can remember. I don't know.
Is that the same for rodeo?
Yep. Horses are my thing.
What events do you compete in rodeo?
I do breakaway, team roping, poles, barrels, the ring cow horse event, and sometimes others too, but
Are there events you don't do in rodeo?
I don't do the boys events.
So you do all the girls events you can?
Yep.
Which one, do you have a favorite, or you just like different aspects of all of them?
I like the ring cow horse event. I think that's a really fun event.
For those of us who are not real familiar with rodeo, what do you do in the rein cow horse?
So it's kind of a different thing than like the actual rodeo part. It's where you have to do like a pattern with your horse and then you work a cow, and I think it's fun.
When did you first, do you have a memory of the first time you ever did something like that out in the field, out on the ranch, or was it in rodeo?
I've always just done it out on the ranch. It's not really a certain time.
How old were you when you first rode a horse by yourself?
I don't know. Long time ago.
Before you can remember?
Yep.
Rebecca, how are things going for you personally this rodeo season so far in the fall?
It's been pretty good. I've qualified in the polls, but I hope to qualify in the other ones too.
You have time to work on that. Of course, the Dixie 6 rodeos started last week. They'll go for the next couple of weeks. Will you be able to attend any of those, or do you know if anybody from the Rich Rodeo Club is going to those?
I know that it just depends on the week. I think a lot of us will be down there, and I think it should be good.
Is there a lot of communication between Rodeo Club members, or is it just kind of go if you can, and you're probably going with your parents or other family members?
So, yeah, we just kind of go if we can or with our family, but the Rich Rodeo is the main one that we all go to.
So you've qualified in the polls, you said, right?
Yep.
Have other members of the team qualified in other events?
I think Fallon has and a couple others.
Rebecca, tell me a little bit more about what draws you into rodeo. What do you like about competing in rodeo and going to the different rodeos every weekend?
I think it's fun. I like the challenge of being on your horse and working with the cows and every other event that you do there. I think it's really fun and a challenge.
You said you do basketball. Is there anything else? Will you do the musical? Are you looking toward Honor Society, or do you maybe do track and field in the spring? Anything else?
I am going to be in the musical, and I'm going to be a carpet.
Hopefully not literally, like you don't just let people walk all over you?
No.
Just in the show. Is it I'm not familiar with the carpet role. What is that?
It's just in the Beauty and the Beast with the Be Our Guest song. And
are you excited for that?
Yeah, it'll be fun.
You like to sing?
Yeah, I do like to sing. It's fun to sing.
So you'll be in the musical. You've got basketball. First games are this weekend. When are the first JV and freshman games?
I think the week after Thanksgiving. I think there's one versus Bear Lake.
Tell me about your freshman year. How are things going academically?
I think it's going really good. I think that high school is fun, and yeah.
Has it been a tough jump or a strange transition, or easy for you to jump into high school?
A little bit of both. It's kind of been hard sometimes, but easy others. So.
Do you know, I mean, this is maybe reaching out in the future a bit, but do you know, are you gravitating toward any kind of subject or toward what you might study and go to college or anything along those lines?
So I actually kind of want to I want to go to cosmetology school and be a beautician. I think that would be fun.
You do your sister's hair a lot?
When she lets me.
Does she not let you very much?
No.
Your own hair?
Yeah, I do mine a lot.
Does that include like nails and a lot of other things than hair?
Yeah, so nails, makeup, do manicures, pedicures.
Are you going to help with makeup for the musical?
I don't know, I guess if he wants me to, but...
Do you have other hobbies? Maybe you're busy with rodeo and classwork, schoolwork, and everything else, but do you have other activities or hobbies that you like to do outside of school?
Well, I like animals. I play with animals a lot, and I like art. Not the greatest at it, but I like art.
What's your favorite job on the ranch?
I like feeding cows.
What's the worst job on the ranch?
Moving pipe.
And last, Rebecca, what's the best thing about being a Rich Rebel?
I think it's fun to be involved in a high school and just be around people, and I think that it's a really good school that we're involved with here.
Rebecca Walmsley, freshman at Rich High School, member of the Rich Rodeo Club, the girls basketball team, and more. Thanks so much for your time. Good luck with your freshman year and with rodeo and everything else.
Well, thank you.
Thanks so much, Rebecca, for that interview here on The Standout Student, brought to you by Reese Land and Livestock, Northeast Utah's premier brand. If you're tuned in online, watching at mylocalradio.com, Tabiona with the basketball. 9.8 seconds left to go. Game is tied. This is a rematch of last year's state championship game that went into overtime, and Tabiona looking to avoid overtime. Bryce Valley looking to maybe force overtime as Tabby has the basketball. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more of our comprehensive family dental pregame show right after this. We'll talk with the coaches on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
It's the Chevy closeout sale going on now at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston. Employee pricing is back on select remaining 2017s in every trim package, and employee pricing on all remaining 2017 trucks. Receive up to 20% off MSRP on select models, and that is huge. Or receive 0% financing for 72 months. It's the Chevy closeout sale going on now at Auto Farm.
Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. We're a different kind of dealer.
Randolph is located near the geographic center of Rich County, Utah, on a high plateau with an average elevation of 6,300 feet. The first group of settlers, led by Randolph H. Stewart, camped on a knoll south of the present town site on March 14, 1870. Randolph is a town of extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 in the winter. The folks who live here are also extreme, extremely loyal, extremely friendly, and extremely supportive of our youth. Good luck to all the Rich Rebels this year from everyone at the town of Randolph.
Well, Tabby had a chance, just under 10 seconds to get something going. Couldn't get anything, couldn't even get a shot off. Some suffocating defense by Bryce Valley, and we're going to overtime. An extra 4 minutes, so that may push the Rebel start time back a couple of minutes. In the meantime, we'll continue on with our pregame show, brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental. Dr. Sean Grohl, providing quality family dentistry since 1998.
This is the Lady Rebel basketball coach, Cody Lundgren, and you're tuned in to the pregame show on Rebel Radio. Opening tip is less than 20 minutes away on KADQ FM 98.3 with live streaming video at mylocalradio.com.
Welcome to the Cody Lundgren Coaches Show here at day 2 of the 2017-18 season and the 1A preview this weekend. This afternoon, the Rebels take on the Wayne Badgers, a rematch of last year's quarterfinal matchup. Rebels started the season yesterday with a win over Bryce Valley. Wayne beat Tabiona, so both teams come in at 1-0. No one sees the game the way the coaches do, so we'll take a few minutes to visit with opposing coach Jan Ellett, and then we'll talk to Rebel head man Cody Lundgren and get his thoughts on today's game. We'll be right back with more of Rich Rebel basketball after this on KADQ FM 98.3 with live streaming video online at mylocalradio.com.
We sell fun. Come see and feel the fun when you shop at Cash on Yamaha Valley. You and your family will have fun year-round in the water with personal watercraft, in nature driving your side-by-side or riding your four-wheeler, or in the mountains on your snow machine. It's always fun at Cash Honda Yamaha, no matter what the season is. Our showroom is full of inventory to choose from. Start having more fun today. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha between Logan and Smithfield on Highway 91. We sell fun.
Coverage of Rich High School sports is also being made possible by Delmas Equipment, repairing equipment for over 20 years, farming equipment assembly, and custom fabrication. The Thompson Ranch, Brian and Becky Thompson, promoting student learning and success in all areas. And Western Ag Credit, reliable credit for all things agriculture.
Ryan Steineckert with Jan Ellett, head coach of the Wayne Badgers. Coach, I appreciate your time today.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
You guys last year, I think, were the top scoring team in the state. Your defense was solid. You finished out 6th place, probably a disappointing loss to Rich in that quarterfinal round. Tough draw, but you had a great year.
Yeah, we had some success last year. I was pleased with the production that they made, and we have some experience coming back, so we're excited about this year.
You lost 2 or 3 of your top scorers, Courtney Jackson, Cassidy Ellett, both real great offensive players.
Yes, they knew how to score the ball, and that's going to be missed. Not only the point production, but the leadership skills that they possessed also.
How are things looking so far? I mean, obviously you're just a couple weeks and 1 game in, but how do you feel like this team is going to be?
I think this team's going to be similar. We're not quite as deep, and we're not quite as big as far as post players are concerned, but I think our defense will be the key to success.
You've got some key pieces coming back from last year. One of those, your point guard, Brinley Nelson. I know she's gotten some attention from other coaches around the state saying she may be the best point guard in all of 1A, maybe more.
I believe that. I think she possesses the skills to just keep getting better also. She plays the game the way it should be played. She's aggressive, and she's very coachable, and she's a team player also. So she has all the skills, I think, to just continually get better.
What else is this team going to do well, do you think? What do you think you'll be good at?
I think our post players are going to help us a lot. We're going to look to go inside to them a lot. We have the passing skills on the perimeter to get them the ball, and we expect them to step up and do their job.
You had a back-and-forth game to open the season against a very good and well-coached Tabiona team. You guys came out on top in a close game.
Yeah, it's good to play those kind of teams. Tabiona and Rich both are well-coached, well-disciplined, and they play the game the right way, and it's I feel like we can learn a lot by playing those kind of teams.
Obviously, the win is something you want to get, but what are you especially looking for your team to do today against the Rebels?
Just compete. You know, this early in the season, why it's not so much about it's about what we're learning during the process. So that's what I'm looking is to build some skills and some team concepts.
What do you know you need to do to slow down or stop the Rich Rebels?
Well, they have very good guards, and we're going to have to slow down their break. Otherwise, it could be a long afternoon. We know who their scores are, and we're going to do our best to. We're not going to stop them, but maybe slow them down a bit.
Coach, anything else we should touch on?
I don't think so. It's just exciting to be here and have these girls be able to play on this floor. Of course, in March, why we're looking forward to being back over here. We just appreciate the support and the opportunity that we have to play these kind of teams. So,
Jan Ellett, head coach of the Wayne Badgers, thanks so much for your time. Good luck today and through the rest of the season.
Thank you very much. It's good to be here.
Well, thanks so much, Coach Ellett. Always a pleasure to talk with Jan Ellett here on the pregame show. Brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental and Dr. Sean Grohl, providing quality family dentistry since 1998. Seeing as this game is going into overtime between Bryce Valley and Tabiona, I'm going to bring you some bonus coverage this afternoon of this ball game. Rebels game against Wayne is scheduled to start at 3, but I think we're going to be a little bit late on that. Minute and a half left to go in this one. Tabby leads 33-31, and there's a timeout on the floor. 1:33 left in overtime. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be back with some more bonus coverage of Tabby versus Bryce Valley, a rematch of last year's state championship. We'll talk with Coach Cody Lundgren on our Coaches Show a little bit later on as well. In the meantime, right back on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
There's real magic in enthusiasm. It spells the difference between being mediocre and having real accomplishments. The mayor and town council from the town of Laketown recognize the enthusiasm of the parents, teachers, fans, and students of Rich High School. Whether it's your education, sports, academic activities, or even your chores, enthusiasm can make all the difference.
Comprehensive Family Dental Dr. Sean Grohl pregame coaches show. And I'll tell you what, let's get the live camera up there as we continue to bring you bonus coverage of Tabiona versus Bryce Valley. Rebel game versus Wayne coming up soon. Allred shoots from the right corner, misses, long rebound. Tabby up by 2 points with 1:15 to go. Rebels beat this same Bryce Valley team by 18 or 17 points yesterday, 48 to 31. And Coach Brinkerhoff takes a timeout. I'm talking with Coach Fabrizio this morning, with Coach Cody Lundgren last night. Coach Lundgren real happy with how his team played. Coach Fabrizio and several other coaches I've talked to this weekend mentioned, wow, they were impressed by the Rebel win yesterday, the 17-point victory over Bryce Valley. And, and then watching teams play as well and talking with different coaches, I think the consensus is that there are 3 or 4 teams, maybe 5 teams near the top that are likely to compete for a state title this year. And boy, if this game going on right now, Bryce Valley and Tabiona, is any indication, Rich, I think, separates themselves from a few of those in that pack of 5 or 6 teams. Penguich certainly looks like one of the top teams, and we saw their height, we saw their athleticism, and they carry all that over. If we saw that in volleyball, they carry all that over onto the basketball court. They just blasted Monticello yesterday. I think it was 25-2 or 25-4 at the half, maybe worse than that. Penguich had no trouble with the Monticello girls yesterday. Wayne looks like a pretty good team. Paiute is probably pretty good in the top 5 or 6 teams. We're thinking Tabiona was, and then Bryce Valley maybe among those top 5 or 6 teams as well, and then Rich in that mix additionally. Bryce Valley looking to set something up, trailing by 2 with just over a minute left to go. 3-point shot just rims out. Haiti Lazenby with a big rebound, and she's fouled. Coach Brinkerhoff wanted the jump ball. He's not going to get it. And that's a 10th team foul, so Lazenby will go to the free throw line and shoot 2. This is a fun matchup here this afternoon. These teams met, about 9 months ago at the end of February for the state championship. Tabiona had a lead. Bryce Valley went on, I think, a 15-3 run to close out regulation, force overtime, and then won it in overtime. Lazenby's first free throw no good, so still a 1 possession. Bryce Valley can tie it with a 2, take the lead with a 3, 1 possession game. Lazenby, a second free throw coming. 1:02 left in overtime between Bryce Valley and Tabiona. Second free throw off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound chased down by Syret. So Brooklyn Syret on the rebound there. Gives to Nelson, then to Roundy, right side back to Brooklyn. Tabiona, a man-to-man defense. Nope, it looks like a zone defense. Leaves an open 3 from the corner, no good. Rebound, Aspen Stewart, and a jump ball is called as she tries to keep the ball away from Bryce Valley players. Coach Fabrizio covers his mouth with his shirt in frustration. Coach Brinkerhoff gives a couple players a high five as they sub out of the game. Bryce Valley, or Tabiona rather, with the possession arrow. Tigers have a 2-point lead in overtime. 1A preview. Aspen Stewart passes across the key as the Tigers try to break the press, and a travel is called as Gigi Allred kind of tips it to herself. The dribble got away from her up high, and that was a big problem yesterday, especially in the last 2 or 3 minutes for Tabiona in their loss against Wayne. It was a 46-40 loss. Tabby turned it over 3 or 4 times in the final couple minutes, and that killed them. Syret finds a little space, kicks it back out for Roundy, loses it, picks it back up, and then passes it away. Allred, coast to coast, misses the layup with the left hand. Nelson with the rebound for Bryce Valley. As the Mustangs look to tie, they fire it inside to DCO, who backs in, puts it up off the glass and in, and we're tied up at 33. Tabiona with 12, 11, 10 seconds. Stewart up ahead, left wing, Lazenby. Do they take a timeout? Coach Fabrizio says, yes, I do. I think he was thinking initially about letting that play out, but then seeing how things were set up, and I don't know if his team, the players on the court, were aware of how short time was getting. 6.1 seconds to go. We're tied at 33, and we may see double overtime between Tabiona and Bryce Valley. Tabby had 9 seconds left in regulation and couldn't get off a shot with Bryce Valley's suffocating defense. The Rebels yesterday took on the same Bryce Valley team, and Rich jumped out to a 14-2 lead at the end of the first quarter. Rebels forced 23 plus turnovers from Bryce Valley, and Rich had just 9 turnovers through 3 quarters. Got a little bit sloppy in the fourth quarter with some younger players in there, but a very good performance from Rich. 17 points from Rebels leading scorer Kiara Grohl. McKenna Stacy in her varsity basketball debut had 12 points as a freshman. And Amber Smith, 9 points, 7 rebounds. Risha Larson pitched in 5. Julia Hopkin had 4, and Allie Wallentine made a free throw as Rich beat Bryce Valley 48-31. Tabiona opened the season yesterday with that 46-40 loss against the Wayne Badgers. Badgers in the wings on the south end of the gymnasium. If you're watching online at mylocalradio.com, that's your left side of the monitor. The Rebels up on the north end, that's the right side of your monitor, just off screen, waiting to take the court. They may have to wait a little bit longer. We're tied at 33. Tabiona with the basketball. Looks to get the ball inbounds. They find Aspen Stewart, makes a move, gets to the hoop, puts the shot up, can't get it off the glass. Bryce Valley rebound. Coach Brinkerhoff calls a timeout with just very little time left to go. I think it says 0.9 on the clock now. I think he'll get an extra second or maybe half second. We may put a little time back on the clock. He was pointing at the clock and indicating 2 seconds. I don't know if he'll get that. The officials will discuss for a moment here. Bryce Valley will have to go the length of the court and try to get a shot off in probably 1.5, maybe 2 seconds max. And that'll be tough. I think we're going to get a second overtime in this Bryce Valley versus Tabiona game. So we'll continue to bring you live play-by-play coverage of that. In the meantime, you're in the middle of the Comprehensive Family Dental Dr. Sean Grohl pregame coaches show, providing quality family dentistry since 1998. The officials went over to the scores table, talked with them, and I don't see any extra time added on the scoreboard. Stacy's Repair scoreboard remains at 0.9. Now that's only enough time for just one quick touch and a shot, and that's barely that. It's got to be a real quick shot for Bryce Valley. The good news for Tabiona is that it's tied, so most likely scenario here is a heave, a tip, or a deflection, and we go to a double overtime. Of course, Coach Fabrizio certainly told his team, do not foul. 1, 2 dribbles, that's far too many. Time up, and we're going to double overtime. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more of your Comprehensive Family Dental pregame coaches show, brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental. We talked with Coach Jan Ellett and his expectations for his team this year. He thinks they'll be pretty good. They lost some of their scoring from a year ago. We'll break that down here in just a bit and tell you just who they lost. Of course, the Rebels graduated and had 7 players last year that are not playing this year, so we'll touch on that as well. We'll be back to talk with Rebel head coach Cody Lundgren and some extra bonus coverage of Tabiona versus Bryce Valley when we return on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising.
When you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The professionals at T7 Propane place their focus on safety, quality product, and excellent prompt service, so you can rest easy and enjoy the affordability and efficiency of propane. Serving residential and business customers every day, T7 would love to serve you as well. For all your propane needs, call T7 Propane in Woodruff, 435-793-4208.
third opening tip of this ball game. We'll give it to Independent Software Solutions in the opening tip-off of second overtime. Bryce Valley and Tabiona. This one's been tight from start to finish. No team is led by more than, I think, maybe 4, maybe 5 points was the biggest lead for either team. Bryce Valley wins the tip. They'll have it first in overtime number 2. Bring me this bonus coverage. A 3-point shot from Carlene Roundy. Bryce Valley up by 3. Roundy hit a couple of big 3-pointers in the state championship a year ago against this Tabiona team. Talking with Coach Fabrizio, he said, boy, the magic number he knows when he plays Rich is if the Rebels score more than 40, he doesn't believe his team can beat the Rebels. Aspen and Stewart with a drive and a bucket brings the Tigers back to within 1, 36-35. 3 minutes left to go in overtime number 2. This is your Comprehensive Family Dental Dr. Sean Grohl pregame show. Passes into the free throw line. Syrat holding, tries to find something, then kicks it back outside. Madison around to Roundy. Nelson in the left corner. Dribbles back up toward the top. Dribbles down to the free throw line, kicks in the corner, down to Nelson, and then hand off to DCO, who misses the shot. Nelson with the rebound, up at the left hand and in. The smallest player on the court, one of them, in among the tall trees, gets the layup. 2.5 to go. Bryce Valley up by 3. Aspen Stewart fakes the 3, then takes it. She's short. Rebound. DCO comes up with it. Hands off to Nelson, pushing. Defense from Gigi Allred. She stumbles, tripped up on her own feet, goes to the ground, but Bryce Valley had slowed things down. That's been the pace of this game. Slow, patient, into the middle. Syrat thinks about the shot, instead passes up to DCO, who kisses it off the glass and in. And Tabiona's body language after that shot, they may be done. 5-point lead for Bryce Valley, just under 2 to go. Stewart, right side. Allred left side to Lazenby. Stewart trying to post up, but the ball swings around the top of the arc. Top of the key, Allred kicks it to DeFay. Sierra got away with a little shuffle of the foot. Coach Brinkerhoff wanted to travel, didn't get it. Allred tries to drive, and a blocking foul on Nelson. We'll put Allred at the free throw line. That's Brianna Nelson's second personal. Again, Rebels and Badgers waiting in the wings to take the court. Giving you some bonus coverage here, just mainly so because we will have time for teams to warm up. And I think this is a little more interesting coverage than if I were just to be yakking about the Rebels and Badgers for extra time. Allred missed the first. Second one, can't get it. DCO with the rebound. Great box out by DCO. She watched that bounce right in front of her. No one around as she boxed her man out. Nelson on the left side. Tabby with some pressure defense. Bryce Valley can just take their time. We saw the Rebels spread things out, play real patient late in the fourth quarter yesterday in the win over Bryce Valley. Free throw line. Syrat back out to Roundy. Tabby overextending itself. Nelson Syrat across the lane for DCO, in and out of the hands, and that was best case scenario right there for Tabiona, as DCO was wide open, but may have been deflected and she couldn't hold on to it. 1:04 left to go. Bryce Valley on top by 5, 40-35 in double overtime. A rematch of last year's state championship game. Bryce Valley won that in overtime, 37-36, I believe. It was a 1-point win for the Mustangs, who graduated their top 6 scorers, 6 seniors from a year ago. Lazenby splits the D and she's fouled. That'll stop the clock and give Tabby a chance at the free throw line, where they've not been real good so far this afternoon. They'll hope to do a little bit better on this trip, make it a 1-point possession, or a 1-possession game, I should say, if Lazenby can hit both. She hits the first. Haiti will have another one. Rebels and Badgers going to take the court as soon as this game's over. We'll have a little warm-up time. We'll hear from Coach Cody Lundgren. Had a chance to talk with him last night before Wayne played and after the Rebels had played Bryce Valley. So we'll hear from Cody Lundgren in a bit on our Comprehensive Family Dental pregame show. Lazenby Second free throw is good. Yep, just barely. It rimmed around, rolled around, and dropped down through. And now Tabby needs a stop, trailing by 3, 40-37 in double overtime. Nelson breaks the press with the dribble, crosses the timeline, and has the ball knocked away just after a foul. Iverson with the foul. That's Kenley, the junior. There's a couple teams that, boy, they were so good last year. Both graduated a bunch of seniors. Bryce Valley just 2 seniors on the team, I believe. And Tabiona with 2 seniors, Sierra DeFay and Haiti Lazenby. First free throw, bounces around, pops up, almost dropped down through for Brianna Nelson. One of the 2 seniors on this team, she and Kaylani Decio. Nelson hits the second free throw, so it's a 4-possession game. Tigers need to hurry, get a bucket. Kenley Iverson has it poked away from behind. Good hustle by Brooklyn Syrett, the freshman. Some good young players on this Bryce Valley team. 40 seconds to go. Aspen Stewart fakes the shot, tries to drive, ball knocked away, a lot of contact. And she was probably looking for the foul, but didn't get it. Bryce Valley takes over. And Tabiona needs to think about a foul here, and Iverson does. Foul Nelson. That'll send Brianna Nelson to the free throw line to shoot 2, double bonus long ago. We're in double overtime. 41-37, Bryce Valley with the lead. Wonder if Coach Lundgren has taken the time to talk with his players. The easy mindset at this point would be to think, for Rich at least, to think, man, we beat Bryce Valley easily yesterday, and Tabiona lost to Wayne, so we should have a pretty easy game against Wayne coming up. But hopefully Coach Lundgren has said, no, matchups change, intensity changes. It was the first game of the season. You better be ready to play. A jump ball called on a missed free throw. Tigers inbound long to Kenley Iverson. She'll dribble across midcourt, fired across to Allred, left corner. Lazenby back to Allred. Tigers need a quick shot. Allred recognizes that, shoots the long 3 and misses. Iverson chases down the rebound in the corner, and Coach Fabrizio calls a timeout with 10.6 left to go. Tabby needs a quick basket, a takeaway, and then another quick basket, trailing by 5, 42-37 in double overtime. 10.6 seconds left to go. Tabby at the end of regulation and at the end of the first overtime had the ball, took timeouts, had opportunities to score, couldn't get it done. Their best opportunity came at the end of the first overtime when Aspen Stewart drove, put up a pretty close shot. It was almost a layup and hit it off the glass, just rolled around the side of the rim and popped out. And that would have won the game. Instead, Bryce Valley maintains the tie, and we go to a second overtime where Bryce Valley leads 42-37. The Rebel pregame show is brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental. Dr. Sean Grohl, providing quality family dentistry since 1998. We've got your Out on a Limb Tree Services Goods on the Wood coming up, plus the Rich County Keys of the Game, the Town of Woodruff starting lineups, the Independent Software Solutions opening tip-off. We'll also hear from Coach Cody Lundgren in a few minutes. And I'm not sure how much time they'll put to warm up. I imagine it'll be, I imagine they'll give teams just a short time to warm up. Allred drives, puts it up off the glass, it drops through, and time is running out with 2-1. Bryce Valley wins 42-39. The Mustangs, after beating Tabiona in overtime for last year's state championship, they beat the Tigers in double overtime here at the 1A preview. Let's move right along in our Comprehensive Family Dental Dr. Sean Grohl pregame coaches show. Let's hear from Cody Lundgren again. This is an interview from last night after the Rebels beat Bryce Valley, before Wayne had played. We'll talk with Cody Lundgren now on the Comprehensive Family Dental pregame show. Ryan Steineckert with Cody Lundgren of the Rich Rebel basketball team. Coach, you guys started off with a victory over the defending state champs, and I thought you started off real well, especially played well in the first half.
Yeah, you know, I thought the girls came down here, and we've had a good 2 weeks of practice, and, you know, a lot of things came together for them, and we did some good things. It was fun to see them play hard.
Wasn't sure what to expect out of Bryce Valley, and you said, and I agreed with you that, you know, Coach Brinkerhoff would have them ready to play, and they played hard. They came out strong in the third quarter, but you guys just performed well.
Yeah, you know, Coach Brinkerhoff's a great coach. He has a great program, and he got them fired up at halftime. They came out hungry, and the game's a momentum swing, and the momentum swung there a little bit in the third quarter. But I thought our girls weathered it well and, stayed consistent and disciplined and played hard.
You feel like your team executed pretty well? Is that a big part of how you started off so well in the first half?
Yeah, that it's fun to see that the girls are starting to learn each other's tendencies, and they're starting to play together pretty well and starting to play the game of basketball, which is fun to see.
You had a lot of different players out on the court and a lot of different contributors.
Yeah, we stress team all the time, and there's going to be different contributors probably every night depending on who they try to take away, and each girl stepped up and they played well tonight.
Another thing I noticed, at least it felt like, in the numbers that I kept, I may have missed a few, but it looked like you took care of the ball pretty well.
Yeah, I haven't looked at our stats yet, but overall, I don't think we turned the ball over too much. It was a good way to start a game when you can take care of the basketball.
So you start 1-0 against Bryce Valley. You've got Wayne on Saturday afternoon. I imagine you'll watch them tonight and get a better idea of what to expect from the Badgers.
Yeah, Wayne's a very strong program too. They're very athletic. They run a very good trap, and they've got a nice fast break. They score in transition off of it. So we got to be able to continue handling the ball and not turn it over, and just to remember everyone to do their job and take care of their responsibility. And I like our chances when we do that.
Did you spend time in practice preparing for the trap, their press? Is that something you'll be able to do a walkthrough tomorrow, or how are you getting ready for that?
We only had 8 days to get ready to come down here, so we just working on things that we do and try to get better, and we try to have a little bit of something in for everything we'll see, so hopefully we can handle it okay.
What do you want to see the girls do again against Wayne that they did against Bryce Valley?
Just play as a team. I loved how we moved the ball tonight, and I loved how we got out and ran, and I loved how they were getting to the hoop and getting it to the backside for an easy bucket. So it was fun basketball to watch them play.
Nothing against anybody, but it was definitely fun to see you guys in the fourth quarter holding the ball, doing what Bryce Valley did to a lot of teams the last few years. Hold on to that lead and be patient.
Yeah, the girls are very disciplined, and they take care of that basketball, and that's something we work on, and knowing the game situation, and the girls are doing a very good job with that.
Coach, anything else we should touch on?
No, thanks, Ryan.
Cody Lundgren of the Rich Rebels, thanks so much for your time. Good luck against Wayne.
Hey, thank you.
Head coach of the Rich Rebels. Your pregame show is brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental. We're about 6.5 minutes away from tip-off. So if you haven't finished shoveling that snow yet, well, you're behind. And finish it now, because tip-off is just 6 minutes away. You're tuned in to Rich Rebel Basketball on KADQ FM 98.3 with live streaming video at mylocalradio.com.
The best family vacations create lifelong memories. The Wind River Hotel and Casino in Riverton, Wyoming has teamed up with the Riverton Golf and Country Club to bring you great golf getaway packages for the whole family. Come for a couple of days, golf, eat, relax, tour the Wind River Indian Reservation, and enjoy the Native American tribal dancers. Pet rooms are available so you can bring the whole family and stay. Call today the Wind River Hotel and Casino, where families play, stay, win. 866-657-1604.
Woodruff, Utah has a long pioneer history with a post office that has been in operation since 1872. Woodruff was named after Wilford Woodruff, the fourth president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and is home to the Woodruff Steakhouse, a former Latter-day Saint office building that is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Our rich pioneer heritage is reflected in all our students by their hard work and commitment to excellence in the classroom and in their sports.
You've been tuned in to the Rich Eye Lady Rebel Basketball pregame show, brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental. Dr. Sean Grohl providing quality family dentistry since 1998. We've got the Out on a Limb Tree Services, Goods on the Wood, Rich County Keys of the Game, the Town of Woodruff starting lineups, and the Independent Software Solutions opening tip-off just after the break as the Rebels take on the Wayne Badgers, a rematch of last year's quarterfinal matchup between Rich and Wayne. The Rebels won that one by 4. They'll look to have a similar outcome this afternoon. Back right after this on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
When your teeth and gums are healthy, you feel better. Great smelling breath and a shiny smile can improve your self-esteem and confidence. For over 18 years, Dr. Sean Grohl has been helping families and individuals with all their dental needs. With dental offices in Randolph and Hiram, Utah, scheduling your appointment is easy. For all your family dental care needs, work with the best. Dr. Sean Grohl and the professional team at Comprehensive Family Dental. Call today to schedule your appointment, 793-2210.
Welcome back to the Sevier Valley Center and the 1A preview. The Rebels yesterday, a 48-31 win over Bryce Valley, which just beat Tabiona in double overtime. The Wayne Badgers yesterday, a 46-40 win over the Tabiona Tigers. And it's time to move along in our pregame coverage with your Rich County Keys of the Game. Keys of the Game are brought to you by Rich County. Rebels with a championship cause. Number one is win the first quarter. Rebels did that yesterday, and I'm leaning on some stats from last year. When the Rebels win the first quarter, including one game this year, they are 18-2 over the last couple seasons. When they lose the first quarter, they're 3-6. The bottom line is they have to start strong, get a good strong start, much like they did yesterday, jumping out to a 14-2 lead in the first quarter. That's your first key of the game, brought to you by Rich County. Second is handle the press. Wayne presses, and they certainly do that. Coach Cody Lundgren was expecting them to do that, and hopefully they can handle that, much like handling the pressure yesterday. The intensity of the defense, especially out on the perimeter, and the press, Rebels will have to handle that if they want to win today. Third Rich County key of the game, contain Brinley Nelson. She averaged 10.8 points per game last year. Last night against Tabby had 19 of the team's 46 points. If you can contain her and slow down those big, the other girls, the inside players, Mallory Mitchell and Hannah Morrill, Rich should be in good shape. But number one, it starts with containing Brinley Nelson, a junior point guard who Coach Fabrizio of Tabiona told me he has no question she's the best point guard in 1A, may be the best point guard or among the best point guards in all Utah basketball. So Rebels have got to contain her. Those are your keys of the game, brought to you by Rich County. Rebels with a championship cause. It's time for your Goods on the Wood, brought to you by Out on a Limb Tree Services. Tree removal, trimming, pruning, stump grinding, snow removal, and more during the winter. 307-789-2595 for Out on a Limb Tree Services. 307-789-2595. The crowd getting a little bigger today. You got teams, Penguins here. They'll play, I think, next. Oh, no, it's Monticello and Paiute next. And Monticello getting set up to run camera already here next to me. Of course, the fans coming in. A few more Rebel fans have been able to make the trip this afternoon. So a good crowd. Rebels are the designated visiting team. They'll be in the Road Blues. The Wayne Badgers are the designated home, so they'll be in the home whites. Of course, as always, it's the fuller, the longer court here at the Sevier Valley Center. Factors into it a little bit. It's a much more cavernous space than most of the high school gyms around the Utah 1A basketball. So that'll make things interesting as well for Rich. And I think both these teams should be adjusted already to that, considering that they both played here yesterday. So that's what's going on courtside. That's your Goods on the Wood, Out on a Limb Tree Services, tree removal, trimming, and much more. 307-789-2595. Let's jump right into our starting lineups, brought to you by the town of Woodruff. For the Rich Rebels, and again, those numbers for you, those are last year's records. 20-8, 5-3 in Region 17. Badgers went 24-5 and 11-3 in Region 20. Finished 6th place overall, the Rebels 5th. Starters are Kiara Grohl, who last year averaged a team leading almost 13 points a game. Julia Hopkin, Amber Smith, Kaylee Cornea, the 4 seniors, and then junior Lauren Thompson. As for the Wayne Badgers, Sierra Blackburn, the lone senior on the starting lineup for Wayne. They've got one other senior on the team, I believe, but she does not start. I'd have to actually know. Sierra is the only senior on the team, Sierra Blackburn. Other starters are junior Jenna Bryan, Brinley Nelson, Mallory Mitchell, and Hannah Morrill. As I mentioned, Brinley Nelson's averaged almost 11 points a game last year. She scored 19 yesterday in the win over the Tabiona Tigers. Those are your starting lineups, brought to you by the town of Woodruff. Mayor Bo Holman, council members Hugh Holman, Audrey Jessen, Raymond Franson, and Millie Bradshaw, along with clerk Lisa Bell.
Senior number 4, Julia Hopkins.
Rebels announcing, or getting their starting lineups announced at the moment. Thank you for tuning in, and hope you were able to catch the Cowboys game today. That was on K9, our sister station, KNYN 99.1 FM, as the Cowboys lost a close one, 13-7, the final score. The loss against Fresno State, #1 team from the, I believe, from the West region, or the west side of the conference. As I mentioned, for the Rebels, starters Kiara Grohl, Julia Hopkin, Amber Smith, Kaylee Cornea, and Lauren Thompson. 4 seniors and a junior. Starters for the Wayne Badgers, senior Sierra Blackburn, along with the juniors Jenna Bryan, Brindley Nelson, Mallory Mitchell, and Hannah Morrill. You may remember Mallory Mitchell, Hannah Morrill, those were 2 big contributors, and Brindley Nelson, 3 good contributors from a year ago. Wayne did graduate their top 2 scorers in Courtney Jackson, Cassidy Ellett, who are both playing college basketball up in Oregon this year. Courtney Jackson accounted for 20 points a game, Cassidy Ellett 12. 61% of Wayne's scoring graduated, but they bring back the strength they bring back from Brindley Nelson at the point and Mallory Mitchell and Hannah Morrill inside. They're 3, 5, and 6 leading scorers. Has Wayne in a good position. The Rebels graduated about half their scoring. In fact, 49% graduated or didn't elect to come back and play this year. 22.5 or 51% of Rebel scoring came back to play this season as seniors or better. Here's the Independent Software Solutions opening tip-off. Hopkin gets up there high. The ball is loose. It's on the floor, and we have an early Mountain Valley Cattle Company jump ball. And thank you for tuning in to our Comprehensive Family Dental Dr. Sean Grohl pregame coaches show. And the officials say, let's just run that jump ball again. Just start it all over. No time off the clock. Hopkin and Mitchell for the tip. Hopkin wins it, tips it this time to Kiara Grohl. Rebels attacking right to left at mylocalradio.com. Kiara passes, and Lauren Thompson just ducks out of the way. Luckily, Kaylee Cornea was there to pick it up. Man-to-man defense for the Wayne Badgers to start this game. We're underway. Our software tip-off was brought to you by Independent Software Solutions, all for all your business computer needs. Search them out on the web or visit iss-providers.com. Smith from the right elbow passes over the head of her teammate, and the Rebels, with an early turnover, give the Badgers the first chance to score. That was one strong point of the Rebels game yesterday. I had them with just 6 turnovers in the first half. They finished with 15 after a bit of a sloppy fourth quarter. Entry pass, Smith knocks it away. A station in Randolph steal, and the Rebels have it back. Kiera fires up to Amber Smith from the right side. She puts it in. Long pass, and a lot of strength behind that long pass from Kiara Grohl. And she fired that into Smith, who finished, and Rich is on top 2-0. Smith had 9 points, 7 rebounds in yesterday's win over Bryce Valley. Mallory Mitchell dribbles, has it tipped away by Hopkins. She'll pick it back up, give to Blackburn, who tries to drive, shoots, stuffed, and a late whistle, a push down underneath. I think not on the shot, away from the ball, or maybe it was the foul charge to Kiara Grohl rather, her first, and gives Wayne the basketball under the hoop. Looking to throw it in, still looking, now fires out high. Jenna Bryan gets it to Brindley Nelson, who drives, and a reach in by Lauren Thompson on the way to the hoop. Thompson picks up her first personal. Rebels' second team foul, and Bryan will look to inbound again. Goes inside this time. Morrill turns and fades away, misses short. Rebels the rebound. Kiera has it stripped away. It's on the floor. Smith picks it up, passes back to Bryan, or to Blackburn rather. But then the Rebels take it right back. A station in Randolph steal. Kaylee Cornea's hit to the floor as she tries to make a pass. Good physicality from both teams already early on. Rebels on top 2-0. Stacy's repair scoreboard. Sierra Blackburn with the foul. Wayne's first. Lauren inbounds to Kiera at the top of the key. Kiera tries to drive, and a whistle. Not sure, I didn't see any contact, but it's Sierra Blackburn. She's got her hands to her sides like, what did I do? A second personal foul on Blackburn. And for Coach Jan Ellett, he told me he's only going to go 7 deep, or 2 deep on the bench, play a total of 7 players. Kiera fires it inside, ball knocked away, and Not a smart pass as Wayne comes up with it. Rebels' third turnover early on here already. Blackburn up the right side. Name may sound familiar if you've followed the Wayne Badgers at all. Another turnover. Rebels with a station in Randolph steal. Lauren Thompson to the hoop, blocked by Brynlee Nelson, and she's upset. She thought she got all ball, but on a fast break, a one-on-one, you play any defense, especially this early in the season, you're going to get a foul called every time. So Nelson picks up her first, and Lauren Thompson goes to the free throw line to shoot two. Bear Lake Realty free throws. Rebels just 54% from the free throw line yesterday in the win over Bryce Valley, but Lauren hits the first, and the Rebels are up 3-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Another Bear Lake Realty free throw coming. Thompson, a couple of dribbles, fires and hits. Nothing but net. It's 4-0. Rebels with the lead. Smith with a field goal. Lauren Thompson with 2 free throws. Rich has forced 3 turnovers already early on here. Brynlee Nelson with the crossover, bounces inside for Mitchell. She shoots, she's fouled, misses, but Mitchell will go to the free throw line. Hopkin came over on the help defense when Brynlee Nelson drove, and that's one of Wayne's best offensive plays. Brynlee Nelson's such a good ball handler. She's aggressive, she's strong and quick, and if you let her get into the paint, she's either going to hurt you with a bucket or a nice pass. Mitchell takes her time, hits the first. The Badgers are on the board. It's 4-1. Rebels with a narrow lead early on here. 5:55 left in the Pugstone Sporting first quarter. Winter, summer, spring, or fall. Pugstones has it all. Great information and all your winter recreation needs as well at Pugstone Sporting. Mitchell misses the second. Thompson goes in and pulls down the rebound. 4-1. Rebels with a 3-point lead. Kiara Grohl lobs it to high post to Smith. Amber turns, bounces inside for Kaylee Cornea, who hesitates, misses the shot just short. Good hesitation to get that shot up over Mitchell, but couldn't get the shot to go. Mitchell with the rebound. Brynlee Nelson, a few dribbles. And then Mitchell just drives into Julia Hopkin. Hopkin got there a little bit late, wasn't quite set up to play that close on defense. And Julia picks up her first personal, Rebel 4th team foul, make it Julia's 2nd personal. And that prompts a quick substitution from Coach Lundgren. Into the game, Talisha Larson guarding Mallory Mitchell. There's a height advantage there for the Wayne Badgers. See if Larson can keep her out of the key. 3-point shot attempt, no good. And Kaylee Cornea with the rebound. She's fouled as she goes to pass, and we're seeing a lot of early, probably unnecessary fouls in the ball game. Got a couple of players in a little foul trouble. Hopkin with 2, Sierra Blackburn with 2 for Wayne. Rich leads 4-1 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Kiara Grohl dribbles across the timeline, picked up by Blackburn, fires left wing to Thompson, looking inside, but nothing there. Up top, Cornea has trouble with a low pass, and keeps possession though. Free throw line, Lauren Thompson turns, shoots, and misses a little bit long. Rebound on the offensive glass, Talisha Larson with the putback, and Rich leads 6-1 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Just under 5 minutes left to go. First quarter, Blackburn looked like a travel, but she didn't move her feet. Nelson backs it up as Rebels have switched to a 2-3 zone defense. Bounce inside. Hannah Morrill pivots around, kicks it back outside. 3-point shot by Jenna Bryan is short. Rebound knocked around, out of bounds. Rebel basketball. Bryan had a good open look, just couldn't hit it. Wayne yesterday again beat Taviona 46-40. Brynlee Nelson had 19 points in the game. Hannah Morrill 14. So far, Rebel defense on Hannah Morrill has been suffocating. She's been unable to get off a shot. Kiera, left wing to Lauren Thompson. Fires free throw line. Smith turns, shoots from straight away, a little bit long, almost got it off the glass, but rebound tipped out, and then a wrap up by McKenna Stacy. She backs off as Bryan was just wrestling around to try and pull the ball away, and then Bryan lost her balance, went to the ground, and a travel is called. So the Rebels force a 4th turnover. Not quite a station in Randolph Steele, but as good as one. Free throw line, left corner, Kiara Grohl for 3, just off target. Mallory Mitchell with the rebound, hands off to Morrill, who loses it and then gets it back. Across the timeline, Bryan, right side to Morrill. Out on the wing, fires across the top. Brenly Nelson gets a step into the lane, floats it up and misses. Knocked McKenna Stacy to the ground in the process. Offensive board by Jenna Bryan, and her putback is in. 6-3. Rebel lead is back down to 3. Early on here, 3:36 left, first quarter, brought to you by Pugstone Sporting. Kiera, right side. Stacy fakes the 3, drives in, floats it up, can't get it to go. She was hit hard as she missed just after she released the shot, so McKenna will go to the free throw line. Mallory Mitchell picks up her first, and McKenna Stacy shoots 2 Bear Lake Realty free throws. Stacy yesterday just 1 of 4 from the free throw line, but she's a good shooter. I expect her to hit a little better than that today. First free throw, a bit short, rims out, no good. Another Bear Lake Realty free throw coming. Visit BearLakeRealty.com for all your real estate needs in the Bear Lake area. Stacy toes the line, a few dribbles, spins it around. Eyes the target, shoots short, rebound tipped out. Stacy has it, and she'll pass it back outside to Lauren Thompson. The Rebels miss a couple of free throws, but get a second chance. Backdoor pass to Kiera Grohl, misses, and the offensive board, Talisha Larson with her second offensive board, second bucket, and it's 8-3. Larson doing a little cleanup duty here this afternoon. Bryan on the right wing, doesn't even think about the 3, fires across the lane to Morrill, who goes up with the left hand over the top, miss. Stacy with the rebound, and the Rebels push. Kiera on the left side, it's a 3-on-2. Grohl into the lane, ball knocked away. She gets it back and puts it up off the glass and in. Kiera Grohl through traffic makes it 10-3. Rebels on top on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard here in the Pugstone Sporting Goods first quarter. Brenly Nelson on the right wing, guarded by Kiera, gets around her, passes off the foot of a Rebel, and they'll call a kick. I think it was off of Amber's leg. And Coach Jan Ellett calls for a timeout with the Rebels on top 10-3. Badgers have it when we return on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
It doesn't matter what season you visit Bear Lake, make sure you always stop at Pugstone Sporting Goods. You'll find lots of great quality inventory at low prices, including guns and ammo. During the winter, you can rent cross-country skis, snowshoes, and buy your ski passes to Beaver Mountain. Pugstones is always the best place to get information about the area and purchase your hunting or fishing licenses. Everything you need with one stop at Pugstone Sporting Goods at the 4-way stop in Garden City.
The Rebels taking advantage of some offensive rebounds, a couple specifically from Talisha Larson. Her 2 baskets have been on offensive rebounds, putbacks, and the Rebels lead 10-3 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard over the Wayne Badgers. Rich just 2 of 4 from the free throw line, but taking care of the ball fairly well, and as I mentioned, the offensive glass has been kind to Rich so far. Talisha Larson leads all scorers with 4 points, but it's early, 2:38 left. First quarter brought to you by Pugstone Sporting Goods. Winter Summer. 2:19 left, first quarter. Rebels on top, 10-3. Badgers have a field goal from Jenna Bryan and a free throw from Mallory Mitchell. Brenly Nelson crosses the timeline, fires left side. She'll get it back at the top of the key. 2 defenders out on her in a 2-3 zone. Jenna Bryan for 3, short. Offensive board by Abby Stevens, the freshman, and the Rebels get a quick jump ball brought to you by Mountain Valley Cattle Company. Possession arrow will keep it with the Badgers. Inbound pass, tipped back court, chased down, back, over and back, because she touched it before it went back court. Unforced error, turnover for the Badgers. Rebels with the basketball. And a Circle H Land and Cattle Company inbound play. Circle H Land and Cattle proud to support the Rich Rebels. Inbound to the right corner. McKenna passes into the middle. And Talisha Larson, she just faded back. McKenna found her. Larson hits the shot. Talisha has 6. The Rebels lead 12-3. Nelson fires across. Bryan passes in, and Kiera with some quick hands with a station in Randolph Steele. Up court, a 2-on-2. Kiera passes off. Lauren Thompson shoots just short. Mallory Mitchell with the rebound. She's bumped by Stacy, and I like the no foul call there as Mitchell had clear possession. Stacy was trying to avoid the contact. Bryan skips it across the top. Nelson left corner. 3-pointer is up and in. Hannah Morrill with the first 3-point basket of the game for either team. Cuts the lead to 6. Here's Lauren Thompson for 3, right wing, no good. Rebound pulled down by the Rebels in traffic. Stacy kicks it back out to Thompson. The long 2 is short, and it's saved by Stevens. Brenly up ahead, a travel. Oh, and she gets away with it. Jenna Bryan took a step, then a hop, then shot the ball, made it from the left side. 12-8, Badgers back within 4. Lauren Thompson, right side to Stacy. McKenna with 1 dribble, gives to Kiera. Brenly Nelson goes for the steal and instead picks up her 2nd personal foul out near midcourt. That's a 7th Wayne Badger team foul, so Kiera Grohl will shoot 1 and 1 at the Bear Lake Realty free throw line.
Replacing Lauren Thompson, number 10, Risha Larson.
Risha Larson checks into the game. Talisha with 6 points will take a breather. Kiera's first on the 1 and 1 is off target. Rebound, Amber Smith rips it away from the defense. Kiera starts to drive and she's fouled by Mallory Mitchell. So Kiera will go right back to the free throw line. Smith with her 3rd rebound of the game.
Foul number 20, Mallory Mitchell.
That's an 8th team foul on Wayne. We've still got 44 seconds left in the first quarter, which might be getting a lot of trips to the free throw line. They better start hitting. Rebound, again Smith tips it out, but this time she's called for the foul. Rebels, 2 of 6 from the free throw line so far in this ball game. Lead 12-8 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Amber Smith picks up her first. That's the Rebels' 6th team foul. It's been a pretty physical contest so far. Back in, Sierra Blackburn, she's got 2 fouls. Brinley Nelson has 2, Mallory Mitchell has 2. Julia Hopkin has 2, so depth may play a big part in this game. The Rebels, I think, a little more depth than the Badgers have with just 2 players that Coach Ellett will go to off the bench. Here's a shot. Morrill gets the rebound. She's stripped, and Stacy has it up the right side. She'll try to use her speed to get around everybody, loses it, and then gets it back. Larson across the top. Kiera open 3 left wing. This one is a bit long off the back of the iron. Rebound tipped, and Mitchell has it. Brinley Nelson pushing up court with 13-12. Kicks it back outside. Bryan for 3. Short. Rebound in the middle. Morrill has it. She's knocked to the floor. No foul called. Stevens to Mitchell. Misses the shot. Smith with the rebound with 2. 1 to Kiera. She'll heave a shot after the buzzer. Amber Smith with 4 rebounds. Talisha Larson with 6 points in the first quarter. And the Rebels lead 12-8 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard at the end of the Pugstone Sporting Goods first quarter.
This is Rebel Senior Amberly Smith, and you're tuned in to Rich High Hoops on Rebel Radio KADQ FM 98.3 with live streaming video at mylocalradio.com.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
Welcome back to the Sevier Valley Center. The Rebels had as much as a 12-3 lead. Went cold offensively. The Badgers scored the last 5 points of the first quarter to make it a 4-point differential. 12-8, the Rebels lead on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Rich will have the basketball. Stacy, Grohl, Smith, Talisha Larson, and Kaylee Cornea on the floor to start this second quarter. Brinley Nelson with 2 fouls, guarding Kiera Grohl in a man-to-man defense. Goes for the steal. Grohl dribbles around her to the hoop, then kicks it back outside. Smith up top, 3-point shot from Stacy. Rebound tipped out. Stacy going for it, couldn't quite get there. Rebels hit a handful of threes yesterday against Bryce Valley. They've had some good looks this afternoon, but haven't been able to connect on one yet. 7:41 left, second quarter, brought to you by J-Bar Excavation. Quality work on all kinds of projects. 12-8, Rebels on top by 4. Brinley Nelson, 19 points yesterday against Tabiona, has yet to score in this game. Nice move by Stevens, pulls up, shoots over the top of the basket. Mallory Mitchell offensive board, put back is good, and it's 12-10. Rebel lead has been whittled down to 2. Rich hasn't scored since about midway through the first quarter. Stacy out high left side. Cross court to Cornea. Lobs inside looking for Kiera. The pass too high, tipped away. And Rich, I think, fortunate to get it back. Cornea will inbound from the baseline. A Circle H Land and Cattle Company inbound play. Slaps the ball. Ready to trigger and goes to Smith. Had good position. She goes up to shoot, and it's a foul on the freshman Abby Stevens. A push, and up top it was clean, but she had her offhand, her left hand was on Smith's back, and that's where the foul comes in. So Smith to the Bear Lake Realty free throw line to shoot 2. The Rebels are just 2 of 6 so far in the ball game, and Smith can't get the first to go. So Rich 2 of 7 from the Bear Lake Realty free throw line. And I'm sure they'll be working on that. I know they work on it every day in practice. Maybe trying to figure out why they're not hitting them here at the game. Smith can't get the second one to go either. Rebound, Larson fights for it, and Mitchell has it go off her leg and out of bounds. So Rich maintains possession, but the free throws just 2 of 8. Some quick math, that's 25% shooting from the free throw line. Allie Wallentyne checks in. She receives the inbound pass. Kiera, left wing, goes left corner. Thompson, the long 2 is way short, may have been partially blocked. Rebound, a fight for it. 3 Rebels in there. Mallory Mitchell in there as well. A jump ball is called. It should go to the Badgers. Mound Valley Cattle Company, Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho, jump ball. Rebel offense has gone stone cold since they led 12-3. It's been all Badgers, a 7-0 run for Wayne. Long pass from Nelson somehow threads the needle to Mitchell. She goes across the lane, fires up a wild shot. Too strong off the glass. Bryan with the offensive board. Back outside to Nelson. Across the top of the key to Stevens. Back to Nelson at the top. Rebels putting a lot of pressure outside there. Stevens bounces inside but kicked away by Wallentyne. Good quick feet as Stevens was looking for Morrill inside, and Morrill, there wasn't much defense unless somebody could get there quick, so a good kick from Wallentyne. 6:41 left in the J-Bar Excavation second quarter. Bounce inside, and Kiera reaches around and taps it out. And I believe they'll call a foul on Kiera Grohl. That'll be her second personal. Rebels with Grohl and Hopkin 2 fouls apiece. The Badgers have Blackburn, Nelson, and Mitchell with 2 fouls apiece. If you can get a third on any one of those, boy, that would certainly help. Abby Stevens shooting 1 and 1 at the free throw line, and misses short on the front side of the rim. Morrill with the offensive board. She's fouled on the putback. Rebels were big on the offensive glass in the first half. The Badgers have been big on the offensive glass here in this second half. Hannah Morrill, the free throw line, hits the first and has a chance to tie. Again, the Rebels have struggled from the free throw line. They hit their first 2, but have missed 6, the last 6 from that point on. Morrill hits them both, and we're tied at 12. A 12-3 lead has been erased, and we're tied up. Cornea goes up top to Wallentyne. Allie fires left side. Stacy, a couple of dribbles and goes up top. Lauren Thompson, right side to Wallentyne. Fires inside. A dangerous pass, and Blackburn rather, deflects it away out of bounds, and Rich will have a Circle H Land and Cattle Company inbound play. Stacy from the baseline, left side of the hoop. Passes in, gets it right back, shoots a short corner shot, misses. Morrill can't hold on to the rebound. Out of bounds, Rich gets another crack at it. Stacy may have tapped the ball out of Morrill's hands. The officials discuss it momentarily and then give the ball back to Rich for another Circle H Land and Cattle Company inbound play. Stacy again to trigger it in, goes up top, free throw line. Lauren Thompson, quick shot, too strong, left side, and Morrill with the rebound. It's about her 5th or 6th rebound of the game. Brinley Nelson receives the pass, and Wayne has a chance to take the lead. Rebels have led since the start of this one. They took a 2-0 lead and led until the Badgers tied it up moments ago on free throws. Blackburn rather, across the top to Nelson. Back to Blackburn. To Stevens. She'll drive, pull up, miss. Mitchell with the offensive board. The putback is good, and Wayne leads 14-12. A big part of what Wayne has done has been to get back on defense better. Pass up top, Stacy. Almost has it taken away, but pulled it away from Nelson. Thompson dribbles out toward the top. Lauren back to her left. Cornea, a couple of dribbles on the left wing, passes up top. Brenly Nelson gets a ball away from Stacy, goes the other way, stops. Good defense from McKenna, but then Nelson just turns and shoots and has her first bucket of the game, and it's 16-12. Badgers on top. Rebels take a timeout. We'll take one as well here in the second quarter, brought to you by J-Bar Excavation.
This is Rebel Senior Jackie Leifson, and you're tuned into Rich High Hoops on Rebel Radio, KADQ, FM 98.3, with live streaming video at mylocalradio.com.
Whenever you need dirt work, always think of J-Bar Excavation first. The professionals at J-Bar Excavation have all the right equipment and the experience to provide quality work that fits your schedule and your budget. Serving customers for years, the team at J-Bar Excavation understands the area and will work with you to create exactly what you're looking for. Utah.
Well, midway through the first quarter, the Rebels had a 2-3 lead. Wayne went on a 5-0 run to end the first quarter. Going back to that point, a 12-3 Rebel lead. Wayne has gone on a 3-0 run, and the Badgers lead 16-12. Rebels offense hasn't scored, including missed free throws, since I believe it was Talisha Larson's basket midway through the second quarter. Thompson, Stacy, Talisha Larson, along with Smith and Cornea on the floor. Stacy goes right side to Talisha. Larson up top, dangerous pass, and Thompson gets her hand or fingertip bunched up a little bit as Nelson knocked the ball out of bounds. And that pass just too close to the middle of the floor rather than toward the perimeter. Stacy called for the travel. So she took a dribble, then established a pivot foot and shot the ball. Rebels turn it over on what did not look like a travel to me. 16-12 Badgers with the lead. 4:58 left to go. Second quarter, brought to you by J-Bar Excavation. Quality work on all kinds of projects. Nelson and the Badgers in the home whites, Rebels in the road blues. Up to the right side, Stevens gets away with the travel, goes inside to Morrill, who misses the shot. Rebound, Amber Smith to Thompson. Lauren up ahead, left side. Julia, defense out on her. She kicks it around to Lauren Thompson, fires inside and right into the hands of Hannah Morrill. Morrill with an easy steal there. Great anticipation. Rebel offense struggling against this Wayne defense. Left side, pass up top to Nelson. Nelson goes back left side to Morrill. Looks in, nothing there. Give to Nelson. Thought about the shot, travels. She switched pivot foot and then she drugged the second pivot foot and got called for the travel. 8th turnover of the game for Wayne. I've got Rich with 6 in the ball game, but boy, they've just gone cold. Haven't been able to hit a basket. Thompson crosses the timeline with the dribble. Rebels attacking right to left at mylocalradio.com. Hopkin passes inside. It's deflected back out. And luckily into the hands of Larson. Rich kicks it outside. Thompson for 3. Misses. Offensive board. Hopkin, and she's called for over the back. Boy, she just used her leaping ability and length to get that rebound over the top of Jenna Bryan. And that's Julia's 3rd personal foul, 9th team foul. Puts Bryan at the free throw line to shoot 1 and 1. 3:57 left, second quarter. Rebels have not scored since about 3 minutes left in the first. Long drought. Rebound is, or the shot is short. Hopkin pulls down the rebound off the front of the rim. Julia will take it herself across the timeline. Gives right side to Thompson, and she's bumped by Brinley Nelson, who picks up a 3rd personal foul. Coach Ellett told me before the game today, when a player picks up a 3rd foul, the entire dynamic of the game changes, because now Nelson with 3 fouls has to be careful not to pick up a 4th. And so her defense may suffer. Rebels at the free throw line. The woes continue. Lauren Thompson, who went 2 for 2 at the line earlier today in the first quarter, misses the first. Has a second, though, as we're in the double bonus. Lauren hits the second. That's the first Rebel free throw make since Lauren's first 2 makes right at the beginning of the first quarter that made it 4-0. Blackburn up ahead to Mitchell, fires across the lane. Smith gets in there, tips it away, but it's saved underneath for Mitchell, but Hopkin goes up and tips it away and takes it away. A station in Randolph steal for Julia. Lauren quickly up ahead to Cornea. Kaylee, nothing doing. Defense got back, so she'll go back up top and reset the offense. Hopkin tried to make a move, but again, the defense was there. Mallory Mitchell on her. I think Hopkin would have a quickness advantage there if they could do some kind of isolation, but Wayne not allowing that. Pass to the free throw line. Kick back up top to Smith. Amber holding. Fires right side to Cornea. Kaylee rather. Back up top to Smith. The Badgers go for the steal. Smith drives. She's hit as she misses the shot. Offensive board by Larson. No good. Rebound tipped out. And Thompson hits from the free throw line. The lid finally comes off the basket. Lauren Thompson puts the Rebels within one. 16-15 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Morrill gives to Blackburn, top of the key to Bryan. One dribble, pass inside, deflected away by Kaylee Cornea. Badger basketball under the hoop. Bryan to inbound. The junior holds. Line up in front of her. Still holding, 4. Now just lobs it in deep for Blackburn. Couple of dribbles, fires right corner, and Morrill will take the 3 over the top. Blackburn there for the rebound. Putback is short. Rebound Morrill, and she's fouled on the putback by Amber Smith. Smith got a good block with the hand, but it looked like she got Morrill on the arm. And that's Amber's second personal, Rebel 10th team foul. So be double bonus for both teams the rest of the way. 2:42 left second quarter. Morrill at the free throw line, 3 for 3. And with her free throw shot, I don't think it's very likely that she'll miss this one. She's got a very smooth shot, smooth stroke. 17-15, Badgers up by 2. Morrill's second free throw is good, rattles home and drops through. 18-15, Badgers up by 3. Big difference in this game has been free throws. The Badgers 5 of 6. The Rebels just 3 of 10 from the free throw line. Lauren Thompson. Kaylee Cornea, right wing, tries to drive. Defense cuts her off. Double team comes. She'll bounce it inside. Nice backdoor cut. And Amber Smith with the finish. Rebels back to within 1, 18-17. Got to have that aggressiveness. They had it in the first quarter. Got away from it a little bit until just recently. Pass inside. Mitchell stripped by Smith. Cornea comes up with it. Passes toward the middle. Gets through to Lauren Thompson. Back across court to Smith. Shot no. Hopkin with the rebound. A couple of dribbles. Passes across to Smith, whose shot is up high and in. Offensive board by Hopkin, and the Rebels pushing the tempo. Boy, the more they can do that, the more successful they've been in this game. Rich back on top. 19-18. Blackburn gets, I was about to say she gets away with a travel as the whistle came, and she drugged the pivot foot as she looked to make a pass. Coach Lundgren shouts for Kaylee Cornea to go post. Stacy, Thompson, Larson, that's Risha, along with Smith and Kaylee Cornea on the floor. Hopkin with 2 fouls on the 3 fouls is on the bench. Kiara Grohl with 2 fouls on the bench. Brinley Nelson for the Badgers with 3 fouls is on the bench. Stacy, crossover dribble, gets into the lane, lobs it across for Smith, who puts it up and in, count it, and the foul. Pretty pass from McKenna Stacy, lobbing it over the hands of Mallory Mitchell. And that is so far your Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet play of the game. Stacy to Smith. 3-point play opportunity, and Amber can't get the free throw to go, but she fights for the rebound. It's out of bounds off of Wayne, and Rich will have another opportunity. 21-18. Amber Smith with 6 points in the quarter, 8 in the game, 5 rebounds. And Rich with a Circle H Land and Cattle Company inbound play. Thompson looking to the corner for Stacy, can't find her. Instead goes to Risha Larson, top of the key, dribbles to the right elbow, kicks it back up top, almost taken away, but Smith able to get it back. Lucky break for Rich to hold on to that ball. Larson looking for somebody, finds Smith at the free throw line to Kaylee Cornea, drives in, gets by the D, shoots, blocked. Offensive board, Stacy, she's bumped maybe by her own team as she tried to go back up with it. and Wayne comes down with it. Brindley Nelson back in, goes up with the left hand all the way to the hoop and gets the bucket. 21-20, Rebel lead is down to 1. Stacy quickly up ahead to Cornea, bounces inside. Smith, left-handed layup is good. Amber Smith with double digits in points, that's 10 points, and Rich goes back up 23-20. Again, the pace, the tempo. When Rich can run, they've done very well in this game. They did that last night against Bryce Valley. Here's a Station and Randolph steal for Rich. Cornea up across midcourt, and Coach Lundgren calls for a timeout. We'll take a quick one as well here. Second quarter, Rebels on top 23-20 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Our second quarter is brought to you by J-Bar Excavation, quality work on all kinds of projects.
The best family vacations create lifelong memories. The Wind River Hotel and Casino in Riverton, Wyoming offers a family dinosaur dig and vacation package that includes digging for fossils at the Wyoming Dinosaur Center, sack lunches, tours of the museum, and lovely clean rooms for a comfortable night's stay. With 3 restaurants to choose from, you and your family will have fun, eat well, and rest easy. Schedule your family dinosaur dig at the Wind River Hotel and Casino in Riverton, Wyoming today. Call 866-657-1604.
23-20, the Rebels went through a long scoring drought. Wayne went on a 13-0 run that started midway through the first quarter and extended to midway through the second quarter. Once the Rebels broke that drought, took the lid off the basket, they have come alive since that point, and they've outscored Wayne 11-4 since trailing 16-12. Larson drives to the free throw line, puts it up with the left hand, can't get it to go. Offensive board by Stacy, and the putback is good. McKenna, who had 12 points yesterday against Bryce Valley, picks up her first points with that basket, and Rich leads 25-20. Brindley Nelson fires left corner. Morrill to the hoop, blocked by Stacy, and a late whistle and a foul. Stacy had her hands out there. McKenna picks up her first personal. And the player that probably you don't want to foul as far as free throw consistency, Hannah Morrill at the free throw line. She's 4 for 4, and she misses the front end. Hannah Morrill leads the Badgers with 7 points in the game. Brindley Nelson, who scored 19 yesterday against Tabiona, has 4 so far in this game. Morrill rather, second free throw, also short, and Risha Larson with the rebound. Rebels up ahead. Stacy dribbles behind the back. It's poked away by Nelson. And then Thompson is right there, lets it go out of bounds. And Rich will maintain possession with 9.8 seconds left in this first half. Second quarter brought to you by J-Bar Excavation. Long pass inbound to Smith. She'll hesitate and then give to Thompson. Clock still hasn't started as Lauren goes all the way to the hoop and misses. And then Brindley Nelson pulls down the rebound. Wayne will have an extra 5 seconds here because the clock didn't start. Nelson to the left elbow, shoots, misses, rebound, fought for, and Morrill tried to pass. Cornea came up with a Station in Randolph steal, and at the half, the Rebels lead 25-20 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. The second quarter has been brought to you by J-Bar Excavation. Quality work on all kinds of projects. We've got your halftime show coming up right after this on The Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
As the hospital closest to Bear Lake, professional medical care is always available at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. As a full-service hospital, Bear Lake Memorial offers an emergency room that's open 24/7. They treat patients of all ages. Other professional services include physicians' clinics, assisted living, home health services, counseling, dialysis, physical, occupational, and speech therapy, orthopedic care, and skilled nursing. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
Make this winter epic when you rent from Epic Recreation in Garden City, Utah. We rent cabins, snowmobiles, snowcat razors, snow tire bicycles, snowshoes, and more. Thank goodness winter is long, because at Bear Lake, we make it epic. Call us today and book your epic adventure at Bear Lake. Recreation and lodging packages available year-round. Call Epic Recreation today or book online at epicrecreation.net. When you're buying and selling real estate, you want to work with an agent that knows the area and understands property values. You want to work with an agent that listens to what you're looking for and knows how to find it for you. And it's important to know all of your options. That's why it's smart to work with the best. Gary McKee and the agents at Bear Lake Realty in Garden City, Utah. helping folks buy and sell real estate for over 25 years. When you work with Bear Lake Realty, you're working with the best. Visit BearLakeRealty.com today. Rolene Kennedy of Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston is your Rich County representative. The mother of 5 Rich High graduates and grandmother of 3 more graduates in the making, Rolene is here for you. She's a recipient of GM's highest salesman honor, the Mark of Excellence Award winner, meaning she provides you with the best customer service in the industry. The next time you're looking for a car or truck, think Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston, your Rich County representative.
Welcome to the halftime show. Rebels jumped out to a 12-3 lead. Badgers then went on a 13-0 run and led 16-12. But the Rebels outscored Wayne 13-4 to close out the first half. And Rich leads 25-20 at the half on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Rich was led in that first half by Amber Smith, 10 points, 5 rebounds. Lauren Thompson had 5 points. Talisha Larson, 6 points, all in the first quarter. And McKenna Stacy, 2 points, 4 boards. Kiara Grohl with just 2 points. She and Julia Hopkin got into some foul trouble early on. Brindley Nelson, the leading scorer for Wayne, also with some foul trouble. So they were led in the first half by Hannah Morrell's 7 points. And Rich on top, 25-20 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. We'll be back with the Town of Randolph first half highlights right after this on Rich Rebel Basketball on Rebel Radio, KADQ FM 98.3, with live streaming video at mylocalradio.com.
Randolph is located near the geographic center of Rich County, Utah, on a high plateau with an average elevation of 6,300 feet. The first group of settlers, led by Randolph H. Stewart, camped on a knoll south of the present town site on March 14, 1870. Randolph is a town of extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 in the winter. The folks who live here are also extreme, extremely loyal, extremely friendly, and extremely supportive of our youth. Good luck to all the Rich Rebels this year from everyone at the Town of Randolph. Coverage of Rich High School sports is also being made possible by Delmas Equipment, repairing equipment for over 20 years, farming equipment assembly, and custom fabrication. The Thompson Ranch, Brian and Becky Thompson, promoting student learning and success in all areas. And Western Ag Credit, reliable credit for all things agriculture.
Back to the halftime show where the Rebels lead 25-20 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. These teams met about 9 months ago at the quarterfinal round of the state tournament here at the Sevier Valley Center. And Rich won that game 55-51, an upset win. The Rebels were the 3 seed, Badgers were the 2 seed. And Rich on pace for about the same amount of points, 25 points in that first half. Play of the game so far brought to you by Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. McKenna Stacy started to drive, then defense collapsed onto her. She floated a pass over the hands of big tall Mallory Mitchell into the hands of Amber Smith, who finished and was fouled. Smith couldn't get the free throw, but Amber had 10 points, 5 rebounds in that first half. Amber, 9 points yesterday against Bryce Valley. Boy, if you can get 10 or more points consistently out of Amber Smith, that would be fantastic for Rich, especially when opposing defenses are focusing in, keying on Kiara Grohl, who had 17 points yesterday against Bryce Valley, but just 2 points in the first half today against Wayne. Badgers similarly I think, looking for more scoring from Brindley Nelson. She averaged 11 points a game as a sophomore last year, had 19 yesterday against Tabiona, just 4 points in that first half. Hannah Morrell, 7 points in the first half. Mallory Mitchell with 5, and then Jenna Bryan had 4. Just 1 3-point shot combined for the teams. Hannah Morrell hit the only 3 of the game. Rebels took a number of attempts in the first half, couldn't get any of them to go, and I'd expect Rich to find a way to hit a couple threes in the second half. Good news for, I think, Rebels is that offensively, everything was in the paint. They really dominated in the paint, didn't get any T7 propane and wood of 3-pointers to go through, and still lead 25-20. And this is against a team that Coach Jan Ellett of the Wayne Badgers told me you know, I think we're going to be pretty good inside. Our post play will be good, and you can't say it's not. Mallory Mitchell and Hannah Morrill are very good inside, and they'll be tough to contend with the rest of this game and for opponents the rest of the season. But the Rebels getting a lot of points inside. Talisha Larson with 6 points in the paint. Amber Smith, all her points have come from inside. McKenna Stacy, her bucket was inside. Lauren Thompson hit one from outside. The one thing that the Rebels definitely need to improve on is free throw shooting. Just 27% in that first half from the Bear Lake Realty free throw line. If they were even at just above 50%, say they'd hit 6 out of 11, it'd be an 8-point lead rather than just a 5-point lead. So Rebels have got to be better at the free throw line, but boy, things looking good so far for Rich. Leading 25-20 at the half on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. These first half highlights have been brought to you by the Town of Randolph, Mayor Lynn Weston, board members Sim Bell, Brian Wires, Bridget Pugmire, Melanie Lim, and clerk Lana Peart. We got more of the halftime show and the third quarter coming up when we return here on KADQ from the Sevier Valley Center and the 1A preview, Game 2 of the 2017-18 season on KADQ and MyLocalRadio.com.
The best family vacations create lifelong memories. Schedule a family whitewater rafting trip today. Packages include your hotel room, transportation, whitewater rafting, and lunch in a native teepee. The Wind River Canyon is located on the Wind River Indian Reservation in Riverton, Wyoming, and is home to the Northern Arapaho and Eastern Shoshone tribes. Come and enjoy the waves, the breathtaking views of the oldest canyons in Wyoming. Call today the Wind River Hotel and Casino, where families play, stay, win. 866-657-1604. When it comes to parts and service, don't rely on anyone other than the team at Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley. The professional mechanics and parts department team have the experience to help you with whatever you need. When you need to add a winch, get an extra belt or spark plugs, winterize, repair or replace tires, or have a rebuild, they can help. Whatever you need, gift ideas, parts, accessories, or a great mechanic, you'll find it all at Cash Honda Yamaha in between Logan and Smithfield on Highway 91.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Westar Printing design your business cards. Now with same day and next day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Westar Printing, 307-789-5202.
It's the Chevy closeout sale going on now at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston. Employee pricing is back on select remaining 2017s in every trim package, and employee pricing on all remaining 2017 trucks. Receive up to 20% off MSRP on select models, and that is huge. Or receive 0% financing for 72 months. It's the Chevy closeout sale going on now at Auto Farm.
Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. We're a different kind of dealer.
Rebels with a 25-20 lead on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. I want to thank Coach Lundgren and Jordan, what's your last name? Harrison? Erickson running the camera for me. Jordan Erickson. Our camera this season brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. It's the Bear Lake Realty fan cam. Rebel fans across the way. You can see the Staceys there in the blue. Jordan and parents, Robin and Todd. Visit BearLakeRealty.com for all your real estate needs in the Bear Lake area. They are the best. BearLakeRealty.com. Rebels have it to start this third quarter. And our halftime highlights were brought to you by the Town of Randolph. Third quarter is brought to you by Epic Recreation. Rebels have it, attacking left to right. Rebels are in the road blues. Badgers the designated home team. Long skip pass to Kiera, left side. She'll take the long three, misses a bit long. Rebound, nice one. Julia Hopkin using her hops to pull down the board. Kicks it back outside. Kiera fakes a pass, dribbles free throw line. Ball knocked away. She gets it back and gives to Lauren Thompson. Around the left side to Kaylee Cornea. And then a pass across the top, tipped away from Grohl. She let it go because she thought it was saw that it was last touched by the Badgers, but the official saw it was last touched by Rich and gives it to Wayne. 25-20, Rebels on top by 5. Third quarter action is brought to you by Epic Recreation. Blackburn to Morrill, left corner. Rebels in a man-to-man defense. Nope, a 2-3 zone rather. Across the top, Bryan, right side, Blackburn, back to Bryan. Looks inside, nothing there, fires across to Morrill, left wing. Bounces into Nelson. Guarded by Hopkin. Double team comes. She kicks it back up top. Bryan fires back left corner. Nelson for three. Short. Gets her own rebound but can't hold on to it. Tips it out of bounds. Rebel ball. Follows her own shot. I tell you, Brindley Nelson is about as good as it gets. She's Rebels have slowed her down, contained her pretty well. Just 4 points in the first half, but she's so fundamentally sound. Great ball handler, strong, aggressive. And Rebels with the basketball, leading by 5. Right side, Thompson goes right corner. Kaylee Cornea fakes the shot, then bounces into the middle, and it squirts through into the hands of Nelson. She'll turn and go quickly to the hoop. Gets around the defense, puts it up with the right hand and in. 25-22. Boy, she's fast as well. Rebels, Kaylee Cornea, top of the key. Smith fires left side. Kiera looking in, looking for Hopkin. Posts it up, can't find her. Instead, she drives and loops it up with the right hand and in. Kiera with 4 points in the game. 27-22. Rebel lead is back to 5. Third quarter, again, is brought to you by Epic Recreation. Blackburn, one dribble, kicks it to Mitchell in the left corner. Badgers attacking right to left in this second half. 3-point shot, air ball by Bryan. Just didn't get enough underneath it. And watching her, she was out on the Orange College 3-point line. And watching teams warm up, pregame, halftime, all the 3-point shooters are consistently outside that Orange College 3-point line. And it causes some issues here, for sure. Pass across the key to Kiera. She goes up strong in the face of Mallory Mitchell. Can't get the shot to go. And the rebound pulled down by Blackburn. She'll dribble out away from traffic and then give to Nelson. Brindley crosses the timeline, fires left side. Bryan bounces in for Mitchell. Good position by Hopkin to knock it away, but the loose ball is picked back up by the Badgers. They'll swing it around. Morrill in the right corner. Looking up top, defense comes, gives to Nelson. Little penetration into the lane, bounces for Mitchell. Ball on the floor and a whistle and a foul against, I think, Kaylee Cornea will be the guilty party. That's Kaylee's second personal foul. First team foul of the second half after a lot of fouls in the first half. Things have settled down a little bit here in the second. Into Morrill. She'll turn after one dribble, put it up with the left hand. Morrill has 9 points. And it's 27-24. Rebel lead is just 3. Hopkin on the right wing. Dribbles with the left hand into traffic. 2-3. Brindley Nelson goes for the steal. Dives to the floor. Hopkins' foot comes down on Brindley's leg, and they both go to the floor. And Brindley Nelson is called for the foul. And Coach Jan Ellett's just got to be fuming a little bit inside right now as Nelson going for the steal there picks up a 4th personal. One more, she'd be out. Thompson just gets it in to Smith, back to Lauren. Wanted the 3, but Blackburn's there on the D. Hopkins swings it around. Kiera underneath. Kaylee tries to bounce it inside, and it's kicked by Mitchell. That was a great idea to get that pass. Smith was cutting toward the hoop and probably would have had a pretty good look at the basket had the pass gotten there. Instead, it's a Circle H Land and Cattle Company inbound play. Cornea goes into Smith, who puts it up and in. Mallory, or nope, that's not going to count. Hannah Morrill goes to the floor. Got a little bit of a push off from Smith, and Amber Lee will pick up her 3rd personal. Don't count the basket. It didn't look like much of a push. It was a long ways for Morrill to travel with such little effort from Amber Smith. Brindley Nelson, top of the key, goes to Bryan on the right side. Morrill on the left wing. She'll put the 3 up, misses short. Nelson saves it off the leg of Cornea. So Nelson will inbound from the baseline with the Rebels nursing a 3-point lead, 27-24 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Risha Larson will check in. Kaylee Cornea, senior, takes a breather. Rebels with 8 seniors on this squad. Grohl, Hopkin, Larson, Leifson, Smith, Nye, Cornea. Long pass. Nelson can't quite pull it in. That was way up high from Bryan, and the Badgers throw it away. 12th turnover by my tally. Rebels with 8 turnovers in the ball game. Rich County keys of the game. One was handle the press. There hasn't been much of a press because when Wayne has tried to press, the Rebels have broken it easily and gotten fast break points and opportunities. Risha Larson for 3. Left wing just in and out. Smith fights for and gets the rebound. She's bumped in the back, and Blackburn will thank her lucky stars that she isn't called for her 3rd foul. Instead, just out of bounds off of Blackburn, which clearly, from what I could see, was off of Amber Smith, but should have been a foul. Inbound to Smith, right corner. She'll kick it back up top, and Brindley Nelson steps in for the save and then saves it back inbounds to Blackburn. Up across the timeline to Bryan on the right wing. Mitchell, right corner to Morrill. Wanted the three, but wasn't there. Bounce pass entry to Mitchell, and the Rebels step in and foul. And if that's Smith, that'll be her 4th. I believe it is. And Talisha Larson quickly off the bench to check in. Amber Smith, 10 points, 6 rebounds in the game. But has to head for the bench with 4 personal fouls. Rebel 13 foul. Bryan to inbound. Goes to Nelson in the right corner, or right wing rather, up top Morrill. Dangerous pass, but Morrill pulls it in. 27-24. Blackburn starts a drive, kicks it into the corner, back up top. Nelson goes high, pulls it in, goes up strong, misses the shot. Mitchell goes over the top of Larson for the rebound. Hopkin was called for a foul on the very same play earlier. Mitchell gets away with it with the offensive board. The shot, Rebels go quickly the other way, miss the shot, and the Badgers have a chance to take the lead. 27-26, Rich with a 1-point lead. Rebels offense hasn't done much in this second half so far through almost 5 minutes of the third quarter. Brought to you by Epic Recreation. Visit epicrecreation.net for rentals in Bear Lake. And not just the summer rentals, winter rentals as well. Brindley Nelson shoots the three, misses. Mitchell again goes over the back. This time she's called for it. Picks up her 3rd personal foul. Check that, scratch that. It's her 4th personal. So Brindley Nelson, Mallory Mitchell both have 4 personal fouls. Amber Smith on the bench with 4 personal fouls for the Rebels. Just under 3 minutes left in the Epic Recreation third. Grohl crosses the timeline. Attacking left to right, the Rebels. Hopkin in the corner. Stacy, long skip pass. Good job by Risha to go to the ball. She starts a dribble and she's fouled by Bryan. So after very few fouls to start the first 3 or 4 minutes of the third quarter, we're starting to get a higher concentration of whistles. Rebels with the Circle H Land and Cattle Company inbound play. Our camera today brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. Visit bearlakerealty.com. Inbound, the Rebels go up top. Risha Larson, left corner. Kiera Grohl on the inbound play. 3-point shot is up and in. Kiera Grohl from downtown. The tray is in there. Rich leads 30-26. Maybe your shot of the game. Brought to you by Rolene Kennedy. Kiera with the 3. Pass inside. Stevens with her back to the basket. Switched pivot feet and gets called for it. A lot of fans called for it before the official blew the whistle. Took him just a second to get that whistle in the mouth. Not trying to criticize, just saying the fans may have helped out a little bit on what was a clear travel. Stacy with it on the right wing. Looks for the pass. Now skips it across to Risha. And again, Jenna Bryan in too close, trying to take that pass away. Risha does a great job to come to the ball. And that makes the difference of what could have been a steal or a deflected pass. Instead, it's a team foul number 4 for the Badgers and a 3rd personal against Bryan. Credit Risha Larson and her smarts coming to the ball. Kiera drives, dishes off. It's kicked away out of bounds, or deflected away out of bounds. Badger fans didn't see that deflection, and they're upset about the call. Thought it should have been a Badger basketball, but the officials saw it. The players all saw it. They didn't question it. Kiera to inbound from the baseline. We'll see if we get a 3-point shot attempt. Instead to Stacy, free throw line, and she travels. Moved that planted foot before she started to dribble. Easy call there, and the Rebels turn it over. Rich on top by 4, 30-26. The Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Under 2 minutes to go in the Epic Recreation third. Blackburn on the right wing, up top to Nelson. Fires left side. Bryan looks inside. Ball tipped away by Hopkin, and the Rebels come up with a station in Randolph Steele. The Kiera all the way to the hoop. Goes right through Nelson, who has 4 fouls. She couldn't play strong defense, and Kiera with the bucket makes it 32-26. And that's a big part of what Coach Ellett was telling me. Boy, you get that 3rd, even 4th foul, and suddenly you can't play any defense. Stacy with the block. Wish we had an Epic Recreation block of the game like we do in volleyball. That would be it. Stacy gets away with a travel, passes up top to Hopkin. Nelson knocks the ball away. Hopkin goes to the floor trying to get it back. Nelson goes coast to coast and puts in the layup. She has 8 points, 32-28. Rebels' 4th turnover of the quarter results directly in a basket. Rebels up court. Kiera Grohl bumped. as she tried to penetrate. And Sierra Blackburn picks up her 4th personal foul. So now you got Blackburn, Nelson, and Mitchell with 4 fouls for Wayne. Rebels have Julia Hopkin on the floor with 3 fouls. Stacy shoots, misses short, fight for the rebound, and stepped on the line did Abby Stevens. Rebels with, again, Hopkin with 3 fouls, and Amber Smith has 4. She's on the bench. A lot of foul trouble for both teams. Kiara Grohl inbound to Circle H Land and Cattle Company inbound play. Gives it to Talisha, back to Kiara, short corner jumper is off. Stacy goes up, pulls down the rebound as she's fouled on the putback. Jenna Bryan stands there with arms straight in the air saying, I had my hands straight up in the air. And Jenna picks up her 4th. So now Blackburn, Bryan, Nelson, and Mitchell, 4 of Wayne's 4 starters, 4 of Wayne's 5 starters have 4 personal fouls. And they don't go real deep on the bench. Hannah Williams, the freshman, just checked in. Abby Stevens, we've seen at various points throughout the game. Coach Ellett may have to go a little deeper on the bench than he's accustomed to. He told me, I won't go real deep. We'll rotate 7 players, and that's it. McKenna Stacy shooting 2 Bear Lake Realty free throws. Can't get the first. Rebels have really struggled from the free throw line today. That's 3 of 12. 25% from the Bear Lake Realty free throw line. Definitely something to improve on. Rebels on top by 4. And Stacy misses the second one. Rebound chased down, picked up by Morrill. Score remains 32-28. Brinley Nelson got into the lane. Some Rebel fans wanted to travel. She kicks it back out as they don't get it. Nelson trying to set herself up for a 3. Passes instead to Morrill as the Rebel defense was there. Passer across the top. Kiera deflects out of bounds. Rich, I mentioned, just 3 of 13 from the free throw line. If they were even at 50%, they'd have about a 6 or 8 point lead rather, more like an 8 point lead rather than 4. 32-28. Just over 30 seconds to go. Kiera again deflects a pass in the passing lane, and now McKenna deflects a pass out of bounds. Rebels getting in passing lanes. Good anticipation by the Rebel defense. 26.3 seconds left in the Epic Recreation third quarter, and Tasha Larson with a station in Randolph steal on the inbound pass. Kiera draws in the defense, fires underneath for Risha Larson, who puts it up and in. Risha had 5 points against Bryce Valley yesterday. That's her first bucket here today. Brinley Nelson into the lane, double teamed, kicks it back outside to Morrill with 10, 9, 8, back to Nelson. Rebels in a 2-3 zone. Nelson fires left side, gets it over to Williams, across the top. Stacy reads it, picks it off, heading for the basket, shoots at the buzzer, can't get it to go, and I think she shot it a fraction of a second too late anyway. Rebels lead 34-28 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard at the end of the third quarter. Brought to you by Epic Recreation. Make your vacation an epic one to remember. For rentals in Bear Lake, visit epicrecreation.net. Call 435-946-EPIC or find us on Facebook.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
Make this winter epic when you rent from Epic Recreation in Garden City, Utah. We rent cabins, snowmobiles, snowcat razors, snow tire bicycles, snowshoes, and more. Thank goodness winter is long, because at Bear Lake, we make it epic. Call us today and book your epic adventure at Bear Lake. Recreation and lodging packages available year-round. Call Epic Recreation today or book online at epicrecreation.net.
Rich clinging to a 6-point lead, 34-28 as we start this fourth quarter. Brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier. Rebels on top, 34-28. Pass toward the inside, and Rich deflects it, takes it away. It's almost got taken back and then out of bounds off of Rich. So Wayne will maintain possession. I've got the Badgers with 19 turnovers in the ball game. have the Rebels, including that one, with 12. Bounce pass into the middle. It's on the floor. Kiera has it. Coach Lundgren calls for a timeout as a whistle is blown for a foul. A 7th team foul, and Mallory Mitchell is done. That's her 5th. So Mallory Mitchell will foul out with 7 points in the game. 7:40 left to go. And Abby Stevens checks in, so a decidedly young lineup in there for, or a younger player at least. Abby Stevens, a freshman. Mitchell, a junior, is finished. Kiera Grohl at the free throw line, shooting 1 and 1. Rebels came into the quarter just 3 of 13 from the Bear Lake Realty free throw line, and Kiera hits the first. Boy, if they can redeem themselves from the free throw line here in the fourth quarter, we won't worry about that 3 of 13 for the first 3 quarters. Kiera hits both Bear Lake Realty free throws, and the Rebel lead is 6. Make it 8, 36-28. 7.5 left to go. Brindley Nelson open 3, drained it, nothing but net. Quick release, and Nelson drains the 3. She has 11 points in the ball game. Rebels quickly the other way, get a layup on the left side from Talisha Larson, who has 8 points in the game. Back the other way, the Badgers looking to set up Nelson again for 3. This time her shot goes over the top. Risha Larson with the board, her 2nd of the game. Rebels pushing up court, the long pass picked off by Brindley Nelson. Athletic play on the interception for Brindley. Blackburn, a couple of dribbles, goes back up top to Nelson. Under 7 to go, Rebels up by 7, 38-31. Rebels in a 2-3 zone, skip pass to Blackburn. She'll launch the long 2, too strong off the glass, and Talisha with the rebound. Rebels looking to push again. Kiera up across, goes to Talisha, off the glass, good! Talisha Larson running the break, has 10 points in the game. That was Risha Larson, my mistake to give one to Risha. She's got 4. And Rebels, was that Risha or Talisha that made the basket? Did you see? He said Risha? I thought, yeah, thank you. Here's a 3-point basket from Jenna Bryan, rather. Badgers coming alive from outside. Second 3-pointer in, I think, 3 or 4 possessions. And it's a 6-point Rebel lead. McKenna Stacy crossover, gets into the lane, floats one up, a lot of contact, no foul called, and Mitchell, or Hannah Morrill rather, with the rebound. Coach Ellett calls for a timeout as his team crosses the timeline. Fourth quarter is brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care. We'll be right back on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
As the hospital closest to Bear Lake, professional medical care is always available at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. As a full-service hospital, Bear Lake Memorial offers an emergency room that's open 24/7. They treat patients of all ages. Other professional services include physicians' clinics, assisted living, home health services, counseling, dialysis, physical, occupational, and speech therapy, orthopedic care, and skilled nursing. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
Back to fourth quarter action, brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care. That's Bear Lake Memorial in Montpelier. Looking for our adjustment of the game, brought to you by Randolph Country Store. We may be small, but we've got it all. Rebel adjustment, of course, in the first half, they were able to push the ball, get some fast break points. Wayne adjusted to that. Rich trying to get back into that pace of faster play and easy buckets. It worked last February when the Rebels upset the Badgers in the quarterfinals, 55-51. Rich on top, 40-34, as we get back underway here in the fourth quarter. And Wayne adjusting to, they're sending Brindley Nelson to as the shooting guard. Pass to the free throw line. Stevens wrapped up by Lauren Thompson. Jump ball is called, and the Rebels get it. Possession arrow, Rich Rebels. That jump ball brought to you by Mound Valley Cattle Company, Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. Some good quick hands by Lauren Thompson to force the jump ball, and now Wayne will put on a little bit of full court pressure. Brindley on Kiera, dribbling with her right hand, tripped up, goes to the floor, but the pass to Hopkin. A jump ball called as Brindley Nelson reaches in, wraps up Hopkin. And Badgers get it back. 5:30 left to go in the ball game. Rebels up by 6, 40-34. Badgers beat Tabiona yesterday, 46-40. Blackburn all the way under the hoop. A funny-looking hook shot misses. Jenna Bryan gets the rebound. It was tipped right to her. Tipped out on the miss, and Bryan chases it down in the corner. Up top to Blackburn, right wing. Dribbling to her left with the right hand, fires it up with the right hand, misses, and the rebound tipped out. Lauren Thompson has it and dribbles out away from traffic. Also got to watch out. Those offensive rebounds could kill them down the stretch. Mallory Mitchell, one of the starters on the bench with 5 fouls. She fouled out just 20 seconds into the fourth quarter. Smith, we haven't seen her for a while. She's been on the bench for a while with 4 fouls. Had 10 points in the first half, 6 rebounds so far in the game. Kiera out on the left wing, crossover dribble, left-handed shot, no good, a lot of contact, no foul either way. Blackburn ended up on the floor, and Wayne gets it back. Bryan up to the right side, handling the point, kicks off to Nelson. As, Coach Ellett wants to give, I think he's adjusting things to try and give Nelson a couple more opportunities to shoot. See if they can find her open on the left side. Morrill wanted the 3, but Smith out on her on defense. Nelson, left wing, skips it across to Blackburn. Dribbles a couple times to her right, looking inside, nothing there. Rebels trap. Pass is loose. It squirts free to the floor. Picked up, passed across to Morrill. Underneath, shot is short. Great defense by Hopkin, and a late whistle will give Wayne 2 free throws. Hopkin jumped over there, planted her feet, and Morrill jumped into her. And Hopkin picks up her 4th personal foul. I don't agree with that call. Morrill will get 2. She hit her first 4, missed 2, and hits her first here. Under 4 minutes to go. Badgers looking to cut it to a 4-point game. 40-35. Morrill's second free throw doesn't go. Rattles out. Fight for the rebound, and Hopkin comes up with it. 40-35. Rebels lead by 5. Kiera up court, picks her pocket, and Nelson going the other way, all the way to the hoop, hits the layup. Nelson playing with 4 fouls, still able to come up with the steal. Rebels the other way. McKenna Stacy to the hoop. She puts it in. Back the other way. Nelson with it to Morrill on the left wing. She's left open. Shoots and hits the 3. Hannah Morrill has 15 points in the game. And it's a 2-point Rebel lead, 42-40. Right side, Hopkin. Rebels dish it around. And McKenna Stacy finishes inside. 44-40. Stacy with 6 points in the game. Nelson, right side to Bryan. Tries to pass, ball knocked away, and Lauren Thompson comes up with a stationing Randolph steal. Thompson trying to push across the lane, passes for Kiera Grohl, and Blackburn deflects that one away and out of bounds. 2:51 left to go, 44-40. Rebels on top with a Circle H Land and Cattle Company inbound play. Kiera gives to Smith, back to Kiera, short corner jumper, just a bit too long. Rebound, Hannah Morrill. That's the shot the Rebels wanted to set up, and Kiera got close with the shot, just missed. Blackburn, one dribble, and kicked as she tries to pass it back up top to Nelson. 2:35 left in this fourth quarter, brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care. I see some timeouts here late. 17 fouls for the Badgers. Rebels with just 14 fouls in this second half. Inbound, Nelson with it. Rebels in a 2-3. Blackburn drives in, then dishes across to Jenna Bryan, right corner. Abby Stevens shoots and hits the high rainbow shot from just inside 3 range. 44-42. Quick timeout for the Badgers. We'll take a quick one as well. Rebels up by 2 with 2:23 left to go on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
They really appreciate every customer at Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley. They understand that you have lots of options when it comes to purchasing outdoor recreation vehicles. That's why they work hard to earn your business by making sure they understand exactly what you want. They're friends with their customers. When you're happy, they're happy. If you haven't been to their store, they invite you to come visit. And if you've already one of their friends, stop in again soon and check out all of this season's gear. Cash Honda Yamaha in between Logan and Smithfield on US 91.
Rebels led early 12-3. Badgers went on a 13-0 run and led 16-12 midway through the second. Rich answered with a 13-4 run to close out the first half, and we've been close ever since. Rich built, the biggest lead was 8 points, 36-28. Besides that 9-point lead in the first quarter. And the biggest lead of the second half is that 8-point, 36-28 lead. But since then, the Badgers have come alive offensively. 3 threes here in the fourth quarter. One from Jenna Bryan, one from Brinley Nelson, and one from Hannah Morrill. Mallory Mitchell on the bench, fouled out to start the fourth quarter. Rebels with Amber Smith, 4 fouls. Julia Hopkin, I believe, has 4. Maybe 3. Kiera takes her time, crosses the timeline. No press from the Badgers. Grohl fires right side to Hopkin on the wing. Julia looking inside, nothing there. Gives to Stacy at the top of the key. The freshman dribbled into the lane, puts up the shot. Boy, she was hacked, missed it. Amber Smith with the offensive board. Rebound tipped around, and Brinley Nelson comes up with it. It's a 2-on-1 as Nelson goes up court. Thompson strips it away from her. Nelson knocks it out of bounds. Rebel basketball. Great defense by Lauren Thompson, getting back. She faced a 2-on-1. She was the one back and forced the turnover. Under 2 minutes to go. Kiera, the top of the key. Nelson comes out to defend, gets to Hopkin on the right wing again. Hopkin holding, counting out 4, 5 to the middle. Kiera up with the right hand, got it to go. Great cut, nice pass, good finish, and Rich leads 46-42. Extend that lead back to 4. Watch out for the 3 ball. A number of them can shoot it for the Badgers. Left wing, Bryan. Skip it across to Blackburn. Back up top to Brinley Nelson. Left side, Bryan for 3. This one rims around and out. Morrill with the offensive board. She's fouled by Hopkin. I have Hopkin with 4. That would make 5 if I'm correct, and I'm not. Thank goodness. That's Julia's 4th. So Hannah Morrill to the free throw line. She's 5 of 7 in the ball game and hits 6 of 8. Hannah Morrill, 14 points with that free throw. Brinley Nelson has 13. Morrill hits the second as well, and the Badgers are back to within 2, 46-44. Free throw shooting has been much better for Wayne than Rich. The Rebels just 5 of 15. The Badgers right around 7 of 10. Hopkin across the top to Stacy. Kiera was wide open in the corner. Rich goes into the middle. Free throw line jumper by Smith is short. Blackburn with the rebound. Badgers have a chance to tie or take the lead with under a minute to go. Nelson has it tipped away, gets it back. Blackburn backs it out and gives to Nelson. Under a minute to go. 43 seconds in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Pass from Nelson. Kiera tips it, and the Rebels come up with a station in Randolph steal. With 40 seconds to go, Coach Cody Lundgren takes a timeout with the Rich Rebels on top by 2 with the basketball. We'll take a break as well on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
It's the Chevy Closeout Sale going on now at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston. Employee pricing is back on select remaining 2017s in every trim package, and employee pricing on all remaining 2017 trucks. Receive up to 20% off MSRP on select models, and that is huge. Or receive 0% financing for 72 months. It's the Chevy Closeout Sale going on now at Auto Farm.
Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. We're a different kind of dealer.
Fourth quarter action brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care. Rebels on top by 2. And they've led by 4 and 2. We've gone back and forth here in the late going. Hannah Morrill 3 of 4 from the free throw line here in the fourth quarter. Has 6 points. Make it 6. Brinley Nelson has 5 in the quarter. And the Rebels lead by 2. Rich has the basketball. Let's see if Rich can hold on here. Rich 1-0 after beating Bryce Valley yesterday, 48-31. Wayne rather, is 1-0 as well after beating Tabiona 46-40. Thompson looking to inbound, goes to McKenna Stacy. Under 40 seconds to go as Stacy crosses the timeline. No shot clock here, so the Rebels can just run out the clock if Wayne doesn't come out and defend. Kiera fires across to Thompson, left wing. Defense not coming out on her. Now Morrill does. Thompson dribbles once, gives to Kiera. She's tripped up, and Brinley Nelson just fouled out. with 22.5 seconds left to go. Nelson commits the foul and heads directly for the bench. 22.5 seconds. Brynlee Nelson finishes with 13 points. I don't keep track of assists and rebounds for the Badgers, but I'd wager 6 or 7 assists and a handful of rebounds as well. Kiera Grohl at the free throw line, shooting 1-1 Bear Lake Realty free throws. And she hits the first. That's a big one. One more coming. This is a bigger one. Would make it a 2-possession ball game if Grohl can hit this Bear Lake Realty free throw. Kiera, 14 points in the game, looking to make it 15. She does not. It's short. Blackburn with the rebound. Rebels up by 3 with 20 seconds to go. Blackburn across the timeline. Badgers attacking right to left. Blackburn loses the ball. Cole comes up with it, rolls around, throws it high, and Hopkin comes up with the station in Randolph steal. A quick foul with 8.9 seconds to go will put McKenna Stacy on the free throw line. Hannah Williams called for the foul. That's her first. And Rich, that's a 9th team foul for the Badgers. So Stacy's got to hit 1 to make it a 2-possession ball game and to get a second free throw opportunity. Stacy 0 for 4 so far in the game, 0 for 5, rebound, tipped, Morrill, nope. Stevens has it. Badgers start to head up court, and Coach Ellett calls for a timeout with 6 seconds left to go. The game prior to this one, Tabiona and Bryce Valley went into double overtime, and the Badgers won that game. Rebels will look to avoid overtime here, but the Badgers have the ball, 6 seconds to go, and I think they'll get it around mid-court, trailing by 3. Their best shooter, Brynlee Nelson, is on the bench with 5 fouls. She fouled out moments ago. Mallory Mitchell, their inside threat, fouled out as well. Hannah Morrill has 2 threes in the ball game. She would be one that the Rebels have to watch out for. Jenna Bryan hit a 3 as well, and she's taken 4 or 5 threes in the ball game, so she would be one to watch out for the Rich Rebels. Don't want to foul. That's for certain. 6 seconds to go. Blackburn to inbound. Rebels defending man-to-man, full court press. Jenna Bryan bumped by Kiera Grohl. She bumped her and then made sure to foul, helped her up off the court after she went down. That's a Rebel 7th team foul, so we'll give Jenna Bryan 1-1 free throws. Is that a 6th team foul? I thought it was a 7th. It's a 6th. So that's not a bad foul at all. And just got a text from the bro who says just foul and win. Bryan receives the inbound, goes up ahead to Morrill. Smith fouls her as time expires. The Wayne Badger fans are saying, hey, she was trying to shoot the ball. She was, there's no way she was trying to shoot. She didn't even have possession of it. But we will have something here. If they determine that she was trying to shoot, she would get 3 free throws. I don't know how she could possibly have been trying to shoot. She didn't even have possession of the ball. The officials say 1-1, and they'll have to put a little time back on the clock, I would assume, or else the 1-1 is irrelevant. Because even if she hits both, it would still be a 1-point Rebel lead with no time. So why even shoot the free throws? There's no point. We'll see what they do here. Here's some Wayne Badger fans here in front of me. Frustrated with the situation. 0.3 seconds back on the clock. Badgers, I believe, will get 1-1. We'll have to see. The foul was on Amber Smith, her 5th, so she fouls out. Amber with another very good first half. Finishes with 10 points. 5 rebounds, so no, make it 6 rebounds. Most of that in the first half. Fouls out with 0.3 seconds to go. So 0.3 seconds to go. That was a 7th Rebel team foul. And again, Wayne Badger fans were calling for 3 free throws. They were saying that Hannah Morrill was in the act of shooting. To me, it looked like she didn't even have possession of it, so I don't know how she could be trying to shoot. And it looks like the officials agree with my assessment. They'll give Morrill 1-1, so she's got to hit the first just to keep hopes alive. She's been very good from the free throw line today, and she continues that trend. Hits the first. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of 11 for Morrill. One more coming. Do they try to miss and get a rebound and a putback? She does. She throws it off the glass. That's not going to work. It's got to hit the iron. So that's Rebel basketball with 0.3 to go. Morrill had the right idea, but I don't know if she was unaware that it had to hit the iron, or she threw it hard, high off the glass, and that's an easy call. Rich basketball, 47-45, Rebels on top by 2. Our camera today is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. Visit bearlakerealty.com for all your real estate needs in the Bear Lake area. If you're looking for a beachfront, room with a view, secluded mountain retreat, just stop in at Bear Lake Realty in Garden City or visit them at bearlakerealty.com. Gary and Amber McKee in Garden City. Well, now if you're Rebels, you just got to get it in. And boy, it's almost a situation where if you could just throw it long, tip it, and then let the clock run out. 0.3 seconds to go. There's not enough time for a shot. Of course, you don't need a shot. You just need to hold on for the win. Kiera Grohl leading all scorers with 14 points. Check that. Hannah Morrill leading all scorers. 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16 points in the game. Rebels come out with Cornea, Thompson, Grohl, Hopkin, and Stacy on the floor. 3 seniors, a junior, and a freshman. Cornea to inbound. A Circle H Atlanta Cattle Company inbound play. Gets it to Kiera. Time runs out. Ball game. Rebels win 47-45 over the Wayne Badgers. What a battle we had here this afternoon between the Rebels and the Badgers. Thank you, Jordan Erickson, for running camera for me. We'll be back. We'll have a post-game show. We'll give you some highlights and stats, the shot and play of the game, Randolph Country Store adjustment of the game, and the Freaky Fast recap brought to you by Jimmy John's right after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Whenever you need dirt work, always think of J-Bar Excavation first. The professionals at J-Bar Excavation have all the right equipment and the experience to provide quality work that fits your schedule and your budget. Serving customers for years, the team at J-Bar Excavation understands the area and will work with you to create exactly what you're looking for. Stop in today. J-Bar Excavation, 90 Main Street in Randolph, Utah. It doesn't matter what season you visit Bear Lake. Make sure you always stop at Pugstone Sporting Goods. You'll find lots of great quality inventory at low prices, including guns and ammo. During the winter, you can rent cross-country skis, snowshoes, and buy your ski passes to Beaver Mountain. Pugstones is always the best place to get information about the area and purchase your hunting or fishing licenses. Everything you need with one stop at Pugstone Sporting Goods at the 4-way stop in Garden City.
Welcome to the post-game show on KADQ. Rebels beat the Badgers. Let's tell you about it now on the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Gourmet sandwiches fresh and fast every day at Jimmy John's. Rebels opened the season with a 48-31 win over Bryce Valley on Friday afternoon. In that game, the Rebels jumped out to a 14-2 lead in the first quarter, never looked back, and won by 17. Then on Saturday, it was a rematch of a quarterfinal game. Last year's state tournament, the Rebels and the Wayne Badgers. Rich again jumped out, started strong, led 12-3 early on, but then the Badgers battled back. They went on a 13-0 run and led 16-12 midway through the second quarter. Then Rich woke up again and went on a 13-4 run to end the first half and lead 25-20 going into the locker room. In the third quarter, it was more of the same. Rebels extended the lead by just 1 point, led 34-28. And then in the fourth quarter, Rich was up by 8 before Wayne battled back, got to within 2 a couple of times. Never quite got tied up or on top. And the Rebels held on for a 47-45 win. Some dramatics late as a couple of players from Wayne fouled out. There was a late foul, and the Rebels able to hold on, though, a 47-45 victory over the Wayne Badgers. So Rich starts the season out 2-0 with wins over a couple of the top teams from last year, at least, over Region 20's Bryce Valley and Region 19's Wayne Badgers. That's your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap at 113 Front Street in Evanston, where fresh and fast meet. That's Jimmy John's. Well, stay tuned. We've got more of your post-game show coming up. The Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet play and shot of the game, plus the Randolph Country Store adjustment of the game. When we return, we'll also talk with Lindsey Barker on the Rebel Sports Update. After this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
When you have dental care done, you let the dentist and the hygienists into your personal space. It's important that you and your family trust that your dentist will provide professional care in a comfortable atmosphere. Comprehensive Family Dental is a family-owned and operated business that understands how important this trust is. 2 locations make it convenient for you and your family when scheduling appointments. When it comes to your dental work, expect the best. Call Comprehensive Family Dental today at 435-793-2210. If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
Post game, the Rebels win over Wayne 47-45. Badgers start 1-1. Rebels start 2-0 at the 1A preview. Rich will get back on the court. It'll be a couple weeks with the Thanksgiving break. Rebels will get back at it with the home opener hosting the Bear Lake Lady Bears Thursday, November 30th. For now, let's go back to today's game. The Rebels win over Wayne 47-45. That's a couple of straight wins for Rich over the Badgers, going back to last year in the quarterfinals. 55-51 win there. And again, final score this afternoon for Rich, 47-45, a tight win. Rich had the lead late, led by 8 points, 36-28, but Wayne came alive in the fourth quarter, had 3 3-point baskets, one from Jenna Bryan, one Brinley Nelson, and one from Hannah Morrill. Badgers had 2 players foul out. Mallory Mitchell, a big player inside, and Brinley Nelson, their point guard, who finished with 13 points in the game. She will be one to watch this season. One of the top, if not the top, point guard in 1A basketball. We're just got to include Kiara Grohl in that conversation. And Brinley Nelson certainly right up there with Kiara. 13 points for Brinley. Kiara finishes with 14 points. Rebels also got 10 points, 6 rebounds from Amber Smith, who scored all 10 of her points in the first half. Talisha Larson with a solid performance, 6 points in the first quarter, finishes with 8. Risha comes off the bench for 4. McKenna Stacy with 6, and Lauren Thompson had 5 points in the win for Rich as well. And a good performance from the Rebels, and Rich able to hold on late. One definite area for improvement, Rebel free throw shooting, just 33% in this ball game. 6 of 18, and you hit, if they could hit even 50% of those, it's a fairly comfortable 5-point win rather than a very close 2-point victory. Rich, let's jump into our post-game info, some Rolene Kennedy Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet shot of the game. And I think we'll give that to Kiara Grohl. Had a free throw in the fourth quarter with Rich on top, 46-44. The Rebels needed a free throw to make it a 3-point lead, and Kiara hit that free throw on a 1-and-1. She hit the front end. That was a big free throw. Now, she had hit a 3 in the third quarter, the only 3 of the ball game for the Rich offense. But that free throw to me was a bigger shot, because had she not made that free throw, it would have been still just a 46-44 lead. And I mean, obviously things would have changed, dynamics change if you miss that free throw, but Rich ends up winning by 2. That one free throw makes a big difference. 47-45, Rich wins. That's your shot of the game, brought to you by Rolene Kennedy. The Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet play of the game, no question there. In the second quarter, McKenna Stacy had the basketball, nice crossover dribbles, drives into the lane, then dishes off to Amber Smith, and it was a perfect pass. Mallory Mitchell crashed in on the defense. Mitchell 5'10", maybe 5'11", and Stacy with the perfect touch pass over the outstretched hands of Mallory Mitchell drops it right down into Amber Smith's basket, and Smith finishes at the hoop. Amber missed the free throw after the foul, but the play still counted, and that is the play of the game, brought to you by Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. The Randolph Country Store adjustment of the game. Well, if the Rebels had been better from the free throw line, maybe that was a bit of an adjustment in the fourth quarter. Rebels were just 3 of 13 going into the fourth quarter. They made 3 of 5. That's better. That's 60%, which is, if you look back at the last couple of years in stats, Rebel girls basketball has been right at about 60% the last 3 or 4 years in their free throw shooting. And so there's an adjustment. It's hit a few free throws. Maybe that's what we'll go with. Randolph Country Store, we may be small, but we've got it all. That's your adjustment of the game, the better free throw shooting in the fourth quarter when it mattered most. Let's see, coming up on the Town of Randolph Rebel Sports Update, we'll visit with Lindsey Barker, talk about the Rebel Cheer Squad. That's coming up on Rich Rebel Basketball. Rich wins 47-45 over the Wayne Badgers on Saturday afternoon, and we've got more of your postgame coming up right after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
There's real magic in enthusiasm. It spells the difference between being mediocre and having real accomplishments. The mayor and town council from the town of Laketown recognize the enthusiasm of the parents, teachers, fans, and students of Rich High School. Whether it's your education, sports, academic activities, or even your chores, enthusiasm can make all the difference.
When it comes to hard things in life, don't say, why me? Just say, try me. Remember, it's the tough things that make us the strongest. The cattle ranchers at Laziest Ranching are proud supporters of the youth in our community. Sim, Joe Jean, Carol, and Millie Weston, along with Sim Jr. and Maggie, remind everyone to eat more beef and cheer on the Rich Rebels. That's right. Eat more beef and cheer on the Rich Rebels.
Welcome back to the post-game show. The Rebels with the win over the Wayne Badgers, 47-45. Rich gets back on the court in a couple of weeks against the Bear Lake Bears. We'll tell you about that in just a bit on our look ahead. But first, it's time for the Rebel Sports Update, brought to you by the town of Laketown. Good luck, Rebels, from the mayor and town council of Laketown. And today we talk with a member of the Rich Rebel cheer team.
Ryan STEINECKERT with Lindsey Barker, junior member of the Rich cheer team at Rich High School. Lindsey, thanks for your time.
Yep, anytime.
How's cheer going this year?
It's been going really good. It's been a lot of fun.
What's been so good?
We've been tumbling more than we have in the past, and our dances have been coming along really good. It's just been really good all around.
I know I've asked you this before, but what got you into being a cheerleader in the first place?
When I was little, I really just wanted to be a cheerleader, and so I just did it when I got in high school, and I've been loving it.
What do you love about it?
Just everything. I love the girls and the energy and cheering on the sidelines because, I got the best spot to watch the games, so it's pretty good.
Good spot to watch, and you get the crowd involved. Is there a sport that you love cheering for the most? It's kind of different. Football, you're outside. Volleyball, basketball, the different situations?
I kind of like cheering at all of them just because they're all so different and they're all fun and they all have their own perks to them, so probably, all of them.
Lindsey, the cheer squad recently expanded, right, with the new trimester, the new season, right? Who did you add?
We added Mackenzie Weston and Amaya Trineri. They came on, and they've been learning fast, and it's been a lot of fun with them coming on.
They've had to play catch-up, I imagine, with all the dances and tumbling that you guys have already worked on.
Yes, but they're fast learners, so it works really good.
So how many are on the cheer squad? What's the number now?
And we have 8. So we have a full team this year.
Is it hard for the other members to make adjustments on the different dances and incorporate those 2 new team members and change formations or anything like that?
No, it hasn't been bad. It's been pretty good, actually.
So when's the next event that the cheer squad will be cheering at?
The next home basketball game, which I believe is November 31st, and so that will be there.
Lindsey, what's your favorite cheer?
My favorite cheer? My goodness. I don't know. I have so many, I guess. I like doing a lot of them. I don't know. I'd have to do it.
It's like putting you on a spot to sing a song. The words just go, the mind goes blank, right? I apologize. Before we finish, what else are you involved with at Rich High School?
I'm going to be doing the musical this next trimester, and yeah, I kind of think that's it.
What's your part in the musical?
I am Babette. It's the Feather Duster. They changed the name from the movie to the musical, so that's who I play.
The one that Lumiere is interested in?
Yeah. Yep.
Who's Lumiere?
It's either Reagan Huffner or Colton Hislop. We don't know what the cast's quite yet.
Lindsay Barker, junior at Rich High School, member of the cheer squad. Thanks for your time, and good luck getting ready for the basketball season.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks, Lindsay. That's Rebel Sports Update presented by Town of Laketown. Good luck, Rebels, from the Mayor and Town Council of Laketown. And the Rebels with a 47-45 narrow win over the Wayne Badgers. Rebels sent to hold on for that victory. Badgers with a furious comeback, but didn't do quite enough, and the Rebels win 47-45. Stay tuned. Post-game show continues. We'll take a look ahead at what's coming up next week for Rebel sports and Rich County activities and middle school and everybody else. We'll be back after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
In life, your integrity could also be considered your own personal brand. In ranching, the brand outlasts the rancher. As individuals, your character and your integrity also outlast your lifetime. At Reese Land and Livestock, the Rexes congratulate the Rich County School District students as they create personal integrity, their own individual brands, and wish you good luck in this year's academics and sports.
Back post-game, the Rebels with a 2-0 start to the season, a 48-31 win over Bryce Valley on Friday, and a 47-45 win over the Wayne Badgers on Saturday. Looking ahead, the Rebels get back on the court. It'll be a couple of weeks before Rich gets back at it. November 30th, hosting the Bear Lake Bears. Our pregame for that game will start at 6:30. Of course, that'll be at Rich High School, so we'll invite you to join the fans and the teams at Rich High School for the season home opener. Rich hosting Bear Lake, November 30th. Looking ahead at next week, Monday, Rich Middle School Accelerated Reader Pizza Parties at 2:45 p.m. And then Tuesday, South Rich Elementary Health Fair is all day. There's a board meeting at Rich Middle School at Laketown at 12 noon on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, the school district minimum day. Buses leave at 12:30 after lunch for the Thanksgiving holiday. Also on Wednesday is the Southridge Elementary Accelerated Reading Rewards, and Rich Middle School Talent Show begins at 8:15 a.m. Thursday, the Thanksgiving holiday, no school. Friday, Rich Rodeo Club at the Dixie Rodeo number 3. That's 5 of 6 in the Dixie 6 series. On Friday is the Dixie Rodeo 3 at the Washington County Fairgrounds, and then Saturday, Dixie Rodeo 4, same location. The events begin Friday at 3, Saturday at 9. The next time the Rebels take the court, it's Thursday, November 30th, the Rebels versus the Bear Lake Bears at Rich High School. Now, also that day, the Rebel boys basketball team, JV, takes on, I believe, USDB, the Utah School for the Deaf and Blind. And Rich Middle School Royals are in action Thursday, November 30th at Cokeville, with games beginning at 4 o'clock. Also look forward to next Saturday's Wyoming Cowboys football game at San Jose State. Pre-game's at 2 o'clock, kickoff at 3 at Spartan Stadium. So Wyoming Cowboys lost a tough one today at Fresno State. They'll look to get back on the winning track at San Jose State next Saturday. We'll have that game right here on KADQ. And you can listen live online as well. That's going to do it. That wraps up our post-game show. Wraps up our look ahead. Again, a reminder that our next Rebel broadcast is November 30th. Rebel girls in action, hosting Bear Lake. And then Rebels will be Saturday, the girls at Westside. We'll not be able to cover that one, as the boys will be at the Duchesne tournament. They play Providence Hall and Grand on Friday and Saturday respectively, and we'll cover those boys games at Duchesne on that Friday and Saturday, December 1st and 2nd. So those are our next broadcasts of Rich Rebel basketball here on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. Again, our final score in today's game: the Rebels beat the Wayne Badgers 47-45 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Join us November 30th on a Thursday afternoon, a week from Thanksgiving, when Rich girls have their season home opener against Bear Lake. For tonight's videographer, Jordan Erickson, a member of the Rich Rebel basketball team. For my producer, AJ Lamb, back in the studio, thanks so much for your work today. I'm Ryan STEINECKERT. We'll talk with you again soon.
You've been tuned in to Rich High School basketball on Rebel Radio, KADQ FM 98.3, with live video online at mylocalradio.com. Today's broadcast has been brought to you by these Rebel supporting businesses and individuals: the Wind River Hotel and Casino of Riverton, Wyoming, West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign of Evanston, Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston, and by mylocalradio.com. The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of Old West Media, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the aforementioned rights holder.
Anderson and our sales manager, Julie Burley, along with KNYN Sports Director Jake Hibbard and production assistants Kate Bollender and AJ Lamb. To all of our sponsors and to you for tuning in. We invite you to visit mylocalradio.com for archived games and past interviews with Rebel players and coaches. Thank you for joining us on this presentation of Rich Lady Rebel basketball on KADQ FM 98.3 and online at mylocalradio.com. Until the next time, Rich High takes the court. Go Rebels!